Greetings, folks. This is X from TPOT Media. Open your mind and wake your black ass up. You know what time it is. Hit that damn like button as you make your way in the door. Grab a seat, settle in, get ready. It's the Grown Man Hour with your host, my man, Bernard Riley.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Mumia Obsidian Ali. You know who I am. I need no introduction, right? And you're listening to the Grown Man Hour with my man Bernard Riley, heard weekdays right here on YouTube. What do you think about that? How about that? Now let's get back on with the show. Thank you.
What's up, good people? What's up? We back in the building. Back in the building. Yes. I see the CP time jokes rolling on in. Even when I set it and planned it to start at 10:30. Even when I set it and planned it to start at 10:30, I still couldn't start it up at 10:30. That's a shame. And I'm working on it. Bear with me. Give me some time. I'm trying to work on getting things situated in the morning where everything will be out the way and off the table. It just takes a little preparation. Not just preparation of the show, but preparation of everything else going on in my life so I can make sure that I can start on time. But I'd like to thank everybody who made it on in. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in. Oh, I did not mix that right. That don't taste good at all, but I'm about to drink it still because it got some good get me up in it. Ty City. What's going on, Ty City? He said, don't do it, Bernard. Yes, I'm doing it. It's going down. Doing it live. It's going down. Aaron B, what's up? Shout out to the early bird squad. Those making it bright early before the show even gets officially started. Ty City in the building says, don't do it, Bernard. I'm doing it. We already here. So it has to get done. No, it'll actually be a multifaceted show today. I know the thumbnails and the titles. You got to scratch beneath the surface, but it'll be a lot of things going on. But I'm going to talk about a little bit of the gender warring, but a number of things. We got like 5 different topics all flying at the same time today. Said the old man is going to be dusty in here. And the old man was dusty last night on Jessica X's show. Actually, that was I won't say one of the few times, because I normally duck in and may listen to 5 minutes sometimes, but then if it's real good, I might listen to 30 minutes. That time I actually listened to the whole show, and it was really damn good. She runs really. She's evolved as a content creator to the point to where it's not just the avatar right now. She's evolved as a content creator. I'm going to touch on that later on in the show. Her ability to pick apart their arguments is impressive, even to me. And I think I'm pretty good at picking apart people's bad arguments. I think I kind of pride myself in that, and hearing the logical flaws and inconsistencies in somebody's argument and completely I've gotten those type of discussions that she's having right there on her show. I've gotten those discussions with people, normally men, and I will literally see them change their position mid-argument or cop a plea and make it seem like they wasn't saying what they were saying. Very ever so often women will actually do that when they just get completely dismembered in debate, but men will, and I've seen that. I can count almost 8, maybe 10 men since I've been doing this, where they made similar arguments to the arguments that the women, oddly enough, men make arguments similar to the arguments that women make when they go in there to argue with Jessica X. It's some men who make those arguments, and I've completely picked it apart, dismembered it, and made them change their position in mid-debate. I mean, I did have a debate on the Prophet of Thought series before, where after the debate, the opponent said, oh, we was just bullshit and we don't really believe all the stuff we said. So there's that. there's that. There's that. So yeah, it's she's pretty damn good at picking apart their arguments. Like I said, she's a quick study. Dusty's versus Krusty's, good man in the building. What is going on, American Negro? He said, if you are joining the channel for the first time, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. Become a Patreon this morning. My Patreon has been at an all-around standstill. Nobody has become a Patreon in a while. I don't exactly promote it that much, and I don't really offer that much incentive for you to become a Patreon other than you just saying, hey, I really like what you do. I want to pledge a monthly $5 on it no matter what. You know, some people don't like the Patreon. I don't push it that hard, but I appreciate everybody who have Patreon, and I appreciate everybody who hit the Cash App and the Super Chat, which I do quite often, which I see some Super Chats already came through, and I'm going to get into those. So I appreciate everybody, no matter how you support the show. I do want to see the Patreon numbers go up, but I take your support however you get it. Even those of you who just give me the view and the like. I got to keep it real. Views and likes matter. I like the Super Chat, like when you put something on it, like the Cash Apps, like the Patreon support. But even those of you who just view and hit the, that's almost content creators shouldn't say what I just said right there. I mean, let me scratch that. We're not supposed to say that. But no, I appreciate everybody who support in any way, shape, or form. Really, I really do. I think around January 7th, that may be my 1 year anniversary. I gotta go and check I gotta go check it out and see if that's my actual 1 year anniversary of going live. I started my channel back in 2018. Started going live consistently, taking it serious around 2020 in January. I don't know the exact day in January, but I'm pulling up on my going live anniversary. And the way that it has grown is just unbelievable. It's not so often that you actually have an idea, a plan, and then you execute it and it happened almost exactly like you planned. That's actually rare. Anybody who's ever started a business or had a good idea, a spark or something, when you on the toilet, you're taking you're taking a dump, and that light bulb go off above your head, and you say, "Yeah, I'm going to do that," and then you try to do it, and then 6 months later, you're like, "Nah, that wasn't a good idea. That really wasn't a good idea." That's normally how it go in life. So it's rare that you just have that light bulb go off on the toilet and then you go do it, execute the plan, and it work almost exactly like how you planned. That is a rarity, and that's why I love, appreciate, and support everybody who supports the show in any way, shape, or form, even if you're just supporting it with a view and a like. Even if you're only supporting it with a view and a like. Kavina Man in the building. He says, according to BGS, the gender war is over because of Kevin Samuels. Yes, I've heard Obsidian say that. And I made a stream a while ago, said defining victory in the gender war. And I broke it up into two different segments. I said there's the online gender war, the point, counterpoint, rhetorical debate, and who's winning those discussions, who's refuting the most arguments, who's taking the most arguments off the table, who's making the other group, the other side, have to change their shot and move the goalpost the most until the point to where the goalpost is now just in another universe. It's out in the multiverse somewhere. I think that's how you know when your side is winning. So there's an online point, counterpoint, back and forth aspect of the gender war where I wouldn't say it's over, but as Obsidian says, have you moved the needle? I think the needle has been moved drastically. So just as far as the point, counterpoint, back and forth of intellectual discourse, rhetorical debate, we went in right now. We've moved ahead. but the it's troops on the other side still raging forward, so the enemy hasn't been completely defeated. So in that sense, I say no, it's not over, but yeah, definitely we winning, we're winning, but I won't say it's over. I think it's over when it just becomes, when it gets to the I mean, I'm going to get into it a little later in the show. I got a few things I'm going to break down. Some things I'm going to break down don't got nothing to do with the gender war. But when it gets to the point to where the nonsense that they say, they just can't even say it anymore. That's when it gets to the point where it's over. And it's gradually getting to that point because it's a lot of nonsense that they say that even women are side-eyeing it, Their Lord and Savior Derek Jackson is being side-eyed. They'll rather listen to somebody hit them with red pill truth before they would rather get pandered to. So that's how you know that they are losing. They are losing. But them losing is a win. It's a win for them. That's the funny thing about it. If they lose the gender war, it's actually a win for them. In a weird way. I'll explain that later. American Negro in the building. Until women stop listening to unhappy feminists and stop being hard-headed. Yep. The sisterhood is a tough army. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Shout out to you. Shout out to you, K. Jones. Air American Negro came back through with another one. Judge Zilla the B says the Hope store is now open. This is not about hope. At least not personally. If somebody's goal is to win a gender war, so now a woman will come back to the table and I can finally get a girl that likes me and will respect me. If that's somebody's motivation in this, no. As a man, you got to try to, regardless of how bumpy the terrain is, you got to figure out what's going to work for you, what you're going to do, and then goddamn it, roll your sleeves up and go do it. Now, so as far as hope, no, I'm a complete 100% whole and happy person with the state of my life. And when I was single, the women that I dealt with was 100% happy with that on my terms. The woman that I deal with 100% happy on my terms. So it's not a hope thing. I've conquered that. So it's not. It's intellectual debate, rhetorical discourse. So there's that. I think the hope argument is for. I think that's an argument that implies that the people that engage in these discussions are lonely and just hoping to get a girl when all is over. I don't think that's what's going on here. Maybe that is the case for some, but no. Where's those super chats? I know I saw them. Oh shit, did I miss them? Did I lose them? I was going through reading comments. I just logged in. Glad we on CP time. Oh yeah, CP time Eastern. Oh yeah. Yeah. All day. I'm working on it though. We are going to stand in allegiance with our great brother Kevin Samuels, and we will cover all the legal fees. Wow. I mean, I honestly don't know the details of the legal stuff. I don't know if it's going to check out, if it's going to work out. But yeah, I honestly don't know the details with that. Yeah, so that I don't comment on when you start throwing in the legal fees. I don't. I mean, not the legal fees, but the whole legal proceedings. I don't know what's going on there or what's happening with that. I can't really speak on it. I don't know. Prophet of Thought series in the building with the super chat. Appreciate that. And I've gradually worked my way down to my man K. Jones. He said, "Lead the way, brother." Oh man, don't put too much burden on me to lead the way. I'm one of the soldiers on the battlefield. I ain't the general. All right, scrolling down to the bottom. But shout out to who else? Blexit. That's what you. Third Ward, what's up? Jalen Roddy, Leo Anthony, what's going on? K Jones, appreciate that super chat. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Um, yeah, Concrete Rose looking for hope. I can't. I scammed her comment. She said something about the marriage rate going up. I don't know if I necessarily see that. I can't. I don't know if we're there yet. But some have said before, and I kind of echoed it a little bit. But now I'm still divided on it. But in order for the gender war to be over, with the marital rate in Black America need to go up. I always talk about statistical outcomes of people born into intact families and marriages, but I do believe men have legitimate reason to be gun shy about marriage. And the marital outcomes for that individual man aren't just through the roof. So, so some would argue that it's that to see the marital rate go up is a bad thing. I've heard people make compelling arguments about that. But nah, I can't see it. Marriage rates. Somebody says Black Girl says marriage rates are rock bottom. Divorces decrease because too many people aren't getting married. I don't know. I don't know. That's something I gotta do a deep dive into the data on. I have heard um, Kevin Samuels actually talked about marriage is increasing, but I don't know if you could be right. It could mean divorces are decreasing because less are getting married, or marriage could be increasing for everybody but Black people. Who the hell knows? I don't know right now at the present moment. I don't know. So that's some data. I normally deep dive into the data as much as possible, but that I have not given a deep dive into. Osworld in the building. What is going on, Osworld123? Shout out to you. Salute to you. Appreciate you coming on through with a super chat. Oh yeah, almost forgot to mention that. Yes, yes, I officially received my award. I can't say that word. Recently received my award. I said it. Award. Recently received my award. Wealthy Firefighter says, "Congrats on your award." I was very happy about that. I legit was. I definitely wanted that. Feel like I definitely earned it. I started right at the start of the year going live and been going hard ever since. So I definitely feel like I had that one coming. So I won Best Newcomer, and I think I earned it. I was nominated for a few other categories. I didn't care about those because I understood not winning those. But the Best Newcomer, I was like, I got to have that one. If you don't vote for me for nothing else, make sure you vote for that one. And y'all came through, y'all voted, so I appreciate everybody who voted. That was good stuff. That was good stuff. Um, there's what's up, Bernard. Here's hoping 2021 will be a great year for all of us. Absolutely, absolutely. Before I start getting into a few things here, if you did not see this, my Sunday stream with Male Enlightenment TV, Oheen Imora. It was a classic. It was an instant classic. It was a great one. Like, definitely go check that out. It was a wealth of information. Almost, well, we can damn near could say literally a wealth of information um, given in that stream. Make sure you go and check that bad boy out. It was really, really good. Really, really good. We went over a lot of things as far as crypto and yeah, I'm sitting here clicking on some things, so that's why I had the little pause in the action, getting things prepared and set up. But yeah, no, that was definitely a good one. Shout out to Deadly River though. Shout out to Deadly River. Appreciate that. Um, let's see, fellas. Let's see. a few things I'm gonna be getting into talking about. It's 179 people in here, only 76 on the likes. Let's get them likes over 100. Let's go. Let's get those likes over 100. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it. I know y'all probably thinking, why the hell is that on the screen? Well, I'm gonna explain why. Give me a minute. Gonna explain why. Give me a minute. Got a few different things we're going to be talking about, a few different topics I'm going to be bouncing off. I watched this movie recently over the weekend. It was a movie, animated movie with Jamie Foxx, one of those Pixar movies. It was a lot of good stuff in there because they don't make too many movies like that with a black man being the main character. So it was a lot of stuff in there about blackness, you know. It was a Disney Pixar movie that, you know, covers some elements and aspects of the black experience through the eyes of a black man. And they actually put on had a black man actually co-wrote and co-directed it. And Jamie Foxx did the voice work for the character Joe Gardner, a jazz musician. It was some stuff in there that kind of, you know, teeters on some stuff that we talk about here in the manosphere. So I'm going to get into that. But before I get into that, we got some super chats coming through hard and heavy. Appreciate all your brothers. Fatal Dose, the sage in the building, says marriages will not work in Black America because dudes don't respect each other's properties. That's worth elaborating on right there. Marriages won't work because dudes don't respect each other's properties. That sounds biblical. When they say don't covet thy neighbor's I don't know, land, property, possessions, his livestock, ox, ass, or his wife. I like how they put the wife right in with the farm animals. The Bible was red pill as hell. Just put the woman right in with the property. You own that. The Bible put her right in there. Don't cover thy neighbor's possessions and properties, wife included. Yeah, the Bible be going hard, low key. People don't know. Especially when them Christian feminists, shout out to Kevin Samuels on that one. Them Christian feminists just they don't know what it says in that book that they singing the praises of. They don't know what's in there. I know y'all have seen it too when at the church when somebody getting married, when the pastor got to say you know, reading what it says about husbands and wives, in the part where he's, you know, got to say, you know, wives be obedient. You know, when he's saying love thy wife like Christ loves the church and Christ died for the church. So, you know, they lay all of that out. They lay all of that out quite right. And yeah, they clapping and all of, you know, and to the wife, you are to honor, obey, be submissive, be obedient, and then you gotta cover up. They about to throw tomatoes at them. It's like they just try to gloss right over that part. They just try to let me hurry up and skate by this part right here. Well, you don't need to, no. Never mind. These aren't the droids. You got to try to scratch that. No, didn't say that. No. Grown man business in the building says congrats, my brother. Hashtag men first. Shout out to grown man business. I love the men first hashtag. I love that. Love that you really truly represent and embody what it means to be men first. Spiritual Logic, aka Hawk, says showing support. This is going to be a good show. Hey, appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it. I think you're new to the moderator team. I see you around. I don't see you over here as much, but you dropped in the last stream, so I had to mod you up. Appreciate your support today and the last time you came through. Appreciate you. All right. All right. All right. Now, this part here, it's a lot of different segments of the show today, so y'all got to bear with me. It's a lot of different segments, a lot of different things I'm going to be covering and scrolling right on through a number of different things and highlights. I can give y'all opinions and perspective. But one thing on this movie that I wanted to touch on, it's a topic, I wanted to do a separate show on it. Somebody said my live button isn't red, but I am live. Look, if I'm interacting with the audience, I'm live. Can't do nothing about that. But yeah, number of things I'm going to be reacting. Got like 5 different things I'm going to be reacting to today. Going to get through them relatively quickly, but it probably still might take a long time. But we shall see. We shall see. We shall see. This movie, a Disney Pixar movie, and now if you don't watch the Disney Pixar movies, they do a damn good job. Damn good job. They somehow make movies for children that adults cannot. It's like the movies they make them so creative. It's like they're kids movies that are really for adults, but the adults watch it and don't realize that they're watching kids movies, and the kids don't realize they're watching an adult movie. It's like a sweet science, sweet balance in the middle, where they make it possible for anybody of any age to actually watch it and enjoy it. So I got to give them props. They make really, really good movies. Really good movies. And this one, it was about a black jazz musician, a black male jazz musician it was called Soul. That was the name of the movie, Soul. A black male jazz musician who was voiced by Jamie Foxx, who was also a musician. So it's like he could tell like the soul that came out of the character. You can like really hear it and feel it out of Jamie Foxx. He was a part-time school teacher. Just got a full-time job. He looked like I can look at him. He looked to be mid-40s right there. If y'all can see that. He looked to be mid-40s. You know. Just got the full-time job after going, a long time not really having a stable job. See what I mean? Pixar made a movie about black people, but they put some black stuff in there. But so he was living off gigs, a little gig here, a gig there. That's what he was living off of. And it was so much to the movie. He got his big break. Well, not really that big of a break, but he got a big gig that was going to possibly help him take off. And then he had an accident, and I'm not going to tell the whole movie, but this was in the beginning of the movie. So he had an accident, and he kind of sort of died, and his soul went to some great beyond place, and that's where the movie was taking place at. Then it came back to Earth, and it was some ghosts. I don't know. It was some. Don't worry about all that. We're just gonna skip to the parts that really highlighted the black experience. I don't even want to call it the black experience, but something that we talk about here, because in the movie, this man who's a grown 40-something-year-old man, he was in the movie. A major undertone or theme in the movie is that he wanted the approval of his mom because she hated that he was a musician. And she's like, well, we didn't pay for you to go to school for you to just be living off gigs and all of that, just like your father, And he was like, so my father was able to chase his dreams and not me. And then she told him that, that her business is the one that paid the bills around here. I was like, ooh, because his dad was dead by that time, in the movie or whatever. But his dad gave him the love of music, but the term starving artist. So his dad was essentially a starving artist, and the mom told the son that most of the time it was, because she had some little sewing business. She said most of the time it was the sewing business, my sewing business that paid most of, she said my sewing business paid most of the bills around here. And she told him, and who's going to help pay your bills when I'm gone? So this 45-year-old man in this Disney Pixar movie, black man, starring in, Jamie Foxx doing the voiceover work for it. A black man did co-write and co-direct it. And it was some sort of embarrassing things that they put in there, to put it mildly. Good movie though. Good movie. But it ended up being a situation where K. Jones says a black mom in the movie was depicted accurately. Okay, I'm glad somebody saw it. Somebody know what I'm talking about here. But so did you catch and notice the part where he's sitting there saying, "But you never believed in me," and I'm like that's normally the plot in a movie if the character is 22 years old and and the parents are saying, "We worked hard to put you through law school, but that's not my dream. That's your dream, Mom." Like that's what it is in white movies. That's your dream. That's not my dream. That's how it is in white movies. But the character is 22, 23 years old, wanting to go to LA and chase his dream. But they doing this with a 40-year-old middle-aged black man. And one thing we always say, why aren't black men creating more stuff to depict us in the way that we want to be depicted and blah 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 blah. But what I'm realizing when I scratch beneath the surface and when I look at a lot of these things, a lot of black men are the writers for a lot of this stuff. A lot of black men are, directing some of this stuff. A lot of black men have their hands in this stuff. All you gotta do is just go click and look at the ratings and all of that, and you'll see. The Mac the Trucker said he watched it with his kids. He said Disney got BFF. And Concrete Rose came right on time. Yes, because there's an agenda. Shift the blame. Shift the blame. Yeah. That's the argument that quite often that black women will try to sell when we look at the way that they depict it. Oh, well, we don't control it and we have no say in it and we don't own the companies. I mean, we run a thing and we big, we movers and shakers, but we have no control on the words that come directly out of our mouth when we say them. The white man got his hand up our butt, working our mouth like a puppet, and we can't control what we're saying. Hell out of here. Welcome to the show, Concrete Rose. I'm glad you're here. I didn't mean to go off on you a little bit. No, it's not an agenda. It's that a lot of black men are very liberal too. And they buy into the womanist ideas. They buy into all of that too. I think that's more so what it is. And so when brothers are even in position and they are creating stuff and they are putting stuff out there, they put it out there exactly how the woman would put it out there. I mean, it was a lot of good in that movie, but it was a lot of stereotypes. Let me be fair. Like the black female jazz musician who was a leader of the band, she was voiced by Angela Bassett. She was dark-skinned, strong, tight-jawed, had the afro. She looked like Angie Stone, kind of, now that I think about it. Maybe not, but kind of. But that's kind of the look that she had. And then she had a real strong, rough demeanor and how she talked, a little, she fit the black woman, ball-busting stereotype. She did fit that reality. I mean, stereotype. She did fit that. There was a few other things in there, but it was a lot of mama. It was a lot of that going on in there, despite the fact that it was actually a real good movie and I enjoyed it. But it was a lot of that. You could see it, and it was just like, damn, really? Let me see who wrote and directed this stuff. A black man co-wrote and directed it. So I was just like, a lot of brothers be doing the same thing. Black Crow says Angela Bassett equals gynocracy. Yeah. But yeah, good movie. But yeah, the part it was very cringeworthy. The part where the mama said that, she paid her business paid most of the bills when dad was alive, and then she told him who's gonna pay your bills when I'm gone, because she was trying to say, hey, take that teaching gig, that full-time teaching gig with benefits and all of that. Make sure you take that gig. And right when he got the job to take the teaching job, teaching music at a teaching band or music at school or whatever. That was right around the time that he got the big break, and so he did want to go down that path and chase his dreams, but he didn't feel, it's like he was trying to sneak and do it without his mom, no, without mama. He's trying to sneak and do it without her knowing, and it's like, nigga, you're 45. They didn't say his age, but you're looking at him. But Jamie Foxx, a strong, talented brother, voiced it over. Another brother that had his hands in it. If you co-wrote and co-direct, you can flip some of the lines. You could have tweaked those lines. I'm just saying. But there's that. I didn't want to do a whole separate video on this. I thought about doing a full review like I did with the movie Cuties. I don't even want to say the name of that shit. But no, so I figure I'd just touch on this early on in the stream. Just touch on it, because it was worth being talked about. I mean, it was worth being talked about, and watching it wasn't a bad deal. It wasn't a bad deal to just watch it, because it was actually a good movie. It was actually a good movie, despite some of that. But I don't buy the whole agenda. They have an agenda. No, don't say that they have an agenda when we can listen to black women talk, and most of them actually believe the so-called agenda. Most of them mouth it right out of their mouth. We hear it all the time. We see it all the time. We know what that is. So you can't try to pull the they. You can't push it out into the universe and say they. It's not a they. It's not a they. It's us. It's y'all, really. It's you black women. And a bunch of very liberal black men who tend to just follow right behind it and mouth all your platitudes. Okay, Concrete Rose is saying you misinterpreted my comment. When you say yes because they have an agenda, how was I supposed to interpret that? That was you saying somebody else is in control of the words that come out of our mouth and the things that black people put their hands into creating. So you're saying that everybody, Jamie Foxx included, just, I can't say nothing. I can't disagree with this. They have an agenda. You're saying that white people who make Disney movies for kids have an agenda to make black men be depicted as 45-year-old mama boys who mama still help pay the bills. You say they have an agenda to do that. What are you talking about? I was referring to your point about the difference in how white men are depicted in the media. Okay, you made my point. You said they have an agenda. So you're saying that they have an agenda to depict black men that way. But then when I look at the simple fact that black people put their hands in a lot of this stuff, and when black people have full creative control, more specifically, black women have full creative control, they don't do it that much different. So when black people have their hands in projects that are, ultimately funded by whites, in the product look exactly the same as how the product looked when black people do it from scratch, how could you go and blame their agenda? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm getting at with that. But moving on to the next subject, next topic. Okay. Oh my goodness. I was not doing a video. This is I'm covering things that I was not doing a whole separate video about. I'm touching on them real quick, punching and getting out. How many of y'all saw this? How many of y'all saw this travesty? How many of y'all saw this travesty? Now, I do want to say I did like O'Shea's take on it. And by the way, if you didn't see it, if you don't know what's going on, it's a woman. I thought that was their mother eventually, but she in there twerking with young boys right there in plain sight, and then she started twerking on one of the young boys. Then she even pulled her pants down and started twerking with cheeks clapping on the boy. Oh no, Brian Randall said, "Don't play this." I'm not. That's just a still image. I'm not playing that. I'm not playing that. Black People with Concrete Rose says Black people have creative control but limited funding and minimal say in what networks choose to pick up. Okay, if we narrow down what you're saying to only projects that Black people put their hands in, we don't see it that much differently. That's the point that I'm making. It's like, man, we acting like there's not Black writers. We acting like there's not Black directors. We acting like there's not Black producers. We acting like there's not Black filmmakers. We're acting like there's not Black people that make films. Just go ahead and own it. Most Black people are liberal. What's very close connected to liberalism is feminism. What's very close connected to feminism is elevating women and not caring about how they would men look like image-wise. So even when Black people do it, and I'm even including Black men in this too, because even when Black men produce projects and make stuff, sometimes it don't look that much different. Now, even with Spike Lee get it wrong a lot of the time. But sometimes he get it right. I mean, he got the movie on Netflix called The Five Bloods, where 5 brothers who fought, and I forgot which war, but they buried some gold out there, but they came back after politics and everything changed, and they were like, you know what? Let's go. We want to go dig up the remains of our fallen soldier that we never brought back home. That was part of a clique. It was part of the 5 Bloods. It was 5 of them. 4 of them went back to dig up, you know, their dead homie. They went back to dig up their dead homie and find the gold that they buried out there. Real good movie. Real good movie. And one of the brothers in the movie, the best character in the movie to me, by far, the strongest brother who took no from nobody. You know, he had on the Make America Great Again hat. Now, I don't do the Make America Great Again hat, but he was a strong conservative brother who I really liked that character. I felt him. He was an asshole, but I felt him. He didn't take no crap. He didn't care if he was over in that country, so in a different country. They tell him some bull, he snapped on it. Even his homeboys tell him some bull, he was on it, and he was so that was a Black man depicted very strongly. You know, in that situation, had its flaws too, because all characters should have flaws in any good movie. The characters do have to have flaws, otherwise you don't really got much of a plot if the character don't have a flaw. But so that's a situation where Spike Lee made a movie about, you know, 4 older Black men who were, you know, it was depicted very well. I liked it. So yeah, Spike Lee get it right sometimes, but sometimes Spike Lee get it wrong. To use got to use Jordan Peele because I'm having a hard time thinking of. But when he made that movie Us, a lot of videos people were talking about how he took the dude, you know, that played M'Baku in Black Panther and made him into this little weak, cowering dude where that wife had to go and kick the most ass to save the day. You know, little stuff like that. That's not an agenda. When they say a Jordan Peele film, that means he wrote, directed it, and the executive this shows how black people, we don't even understand this stuff. The executive producers who you say got the money to fund it, they have nothing to do with the goings on the set. They have nothing to do with the writing. They have nothing to do with the directing. They have nothing to do with what's happening in the day-to-day production of the film. All they are just names and figureheads that put money behind it, and they're sitting back hoping to collect a profit. That's what the executive producers are. So no. Even if black people write a movie, direct a movie, but some of the executive producers are white, all those executive producers are they're not there tweaking every aspect of the film. And that's the director. Every scene, every shot you see in a movie is a decision made by the director. Every line you hear is a decision made by the director, because the writer can write something, but the director could be like, I don't like how he said that. I want this to go this way. Because a lot of time writers get mad when their original thing that they wrote get completely bastardized by the director. So if black people are writing and directing, no. You can't blame the executives. They don't even have a hand on the day-to-day goings on and productions and activities on the set of a movie. They just front the money. If there's an explosion that has to happen and they need more budget money, they go to the executive producers. Hey, we got to shoot this explosion scene again, so we're gonna need another million. You know, that's what the executive producers be doing. That's what the executive producers are there for. Vietnam War. Thank you very much for that. Indigenous TV in the building. He says, I've been on a crusade since the early 2000s, encouraging brothers to get into comic book creation and literature. There's a brother I follow on Instagram who does that very well. He got some weird pro blackity black we black y'all views, but I like that he's creating something, and he's doing damn good. I forgot the name of it. Can't even tell y'all to go follow it. Comic book creation and black literature in order to promote more black male protagonists, because Lord knows we need them. Yeah. May Ray Sue Palpatine didn't have any May Ray Sue Palpatine didn't have any flaws. I don't even know what you're talking about. There y'all go saying stuff over my head. Let me get on to this. I'm not gonna play this buffoonery right here. I did like O'Shea's take on it. O'Shea just talked about it from a sense how he's not just gonna just overwhelmingly trash black women for it. Because I mean, yeah, you honestly could pull up a video of a black dude doing some over the top ignorant stuff, and then if they say, see, look at black men, look how horrible black men are. So that's not the point. So that's not the point, just to say look how horrible she is. I mean, we know that there's horrible people. It's larger conversations in the backdrop, and that's what I like to look at. I know I'm not here to be the not all network. I mean, obviously we know not all. We smarter than that over here, hopefully, that we understand that we don't do the not all things. I mean, we obviously understand that behavior right there apparently tends to happen more with black women than other women. But like I say, with everything, is on a bell curve. The thing that I want to point out here, and I could be inaccurate on this, but when I initially saw this, I thought she was the mother. She might not be the mother, but this is just what popped in my head when I saw this. You know how they make when they make the claim that, you know, the dad left the kids. Where's the father? He left the kids. Conky Rose, what you shocked about? Okay, don't come here with no boy. You're gonna get de-wrenched. says, wait, what? She not a reflection of all black women? When have you heard me make that argument? You've never heard me make an argument to say that one black woman is a reflection of all black women. That's you trying to minimize the points that are made here and trying to say that the points that we're making are flawed because we're saying that they represent all black women. There are some people who are bad at arguing, and they make arguments that seem that are that wide of a stroke. I've always said that all human behavior is on a bell curve of some sort. And so the bell curve, there's a higher concentration of black women that do that than women of other races. Don't have no exact data to prove that, but it definitely seems to be the case. I could be wrong, but no, I never make. Come on now, don't come in here straw manning arguments before they even get out. Don't do that. I have a very reasoned, critical thinking style over here. If you do any listening to me, you would know that. All right. What I came away from this when I was looking at it, and I was my initial thought was it was the mom. I don't know for a fact if that is true or not, but the larger point that I want to talk about here, I want to discuss it from the perspective of if this was the actual mom. I do want to look at it and talk about it from that perspective. Michael Varner, in response to Indigenous TV, I have a comic book launching this February. Send me an email with a black. He says comic book launching this February with a black protagonist. Yes. We're gonna do a show on that. Would be great to talk about it. Oh, see, you already own it. I didn't even read the bottom of your your super chat. And yeah, you already was on it. Yeah, we definitely can get together and talk about that. Absolutely. 100%. 100%. Soul Provider speaks in the building. Your comment about how the audience runs the manosphere has been making its waves around here. A lot of people be talking about that. See, there it is right there. See, people like Blexit the Community make statements that will prompt somebody to say, see, they think that one black woman is a representation of all black women. Yeah. You know that you're not making a genuine argument if you go and argue with the worst representative of the opposition, I should say. You know that you're arguing in good faith if your opponent's argument, you want the best representation of your opponent's argument, and you want to refute the best representation of it, not the low-hanging fruit, not the rotten fruit that already fell off the tree and hit the ground and got worms crawling through it and a squirrel pissed on it. And that's if that's the low-hanging fruit that you want to try to refute, then yeah, go ahead. But you're not being genuine. You're not arguing in good faith. You know you're doing good, you're doing right if you're out to defeat the best representative of your opponent's arguments, not their worst representative, because the worst representative looks at that and says all. That's the worst representative. That's the Blexit. I didn't even read what he said here. The entire world has seen black women's dysfunction. The internet is worldwide. Why are we still denying what everybody has seen? Yes. But the flaw in there, the entire world has seen black women's dysfunction. Yes, they've seen that there's a higher concentration of dysfunctional black women than what there are of other women. It's a higher concentration. That point has to be conceded. But you lose the argument if you start making an argument that sounds like a not all, or you set yourself up to be easier to refute. I don't think they can really argue with the bell with a bell curve argument. Yes, there are women of all races that are loud and combative and argumentative and got bad attitudes and are bossy and pushy, ball busting, bitchy women. But we have a higher concentration of them on the black bell curve, black woman on the black female bell curve of bitchiness, loudness, rudeness, disrespectfulness. It's a higher concentration in the middle than what it is with other women. Like that's a fair point that could be made. But just like I tell them when they try to put the arguments out in collective land and say, what if black man built as a collective and you're only dealing with one black man that's in front of you? What is he doing? Oh, he has a job. He's competent. He's productive. Okay, so he's doing everything that the average man of every other race is doing. Okay. But the collective, the top 3% of black men have not built enough. The top 5%, top 10% haven't built enough. So you're going to disrespect this man in front of you that you're in a relationship with, that you qualify for? You know, that's kind of goofy. That's like of me saying if the black women perform at a worse rate when it comes to having bad attitudes, but I got a black woman in front of me with a great attitude, am I going to treat her bad because the collective of black women act up? Or because a larger percentage of black women act up or haven't done A, B, C, and D? Like, that's the black woman argument. And so you set yourself up to lose the argument when you start arguing like them. Somebody says you're saying a lot but won't let us rebuttal. Oh shit! God damn it! There you go. Hold on. Hold up. I dropped a link in the chat every show. I've never denied anybody a link to rebut anything. Come on, Cletus. There you go. Right. In my response to Brother Mike Varner, I got the novel Shatter coming out in March and a comic book series launching this summer. Good luck on the comic book, Brother Mike. Shout out to you, Indigenous TV, and yeah, and shout out to all your brothers writing, building, and creating things. That is good stuff. Yeah, send me an email today, Mike, so we can Michael Varner. Send me. I just ranked you up. We got to keep in touch because I do want to highlight that and talk about that. Shout out to those mean heifers at the DMV. All right. I think that is everybody. I think that's all my super chats. Who is that? The only one, John. Okay. Shout out to you. Okay, we got somebody. Let's see. It's like I heard some weird noise. Heard some weird noise in the background. It looked like your name is Misogyn Noir. How do you say that? Misogyn Noir. Yeah,
Misogyn Noir. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you was one of the chicks that was talking shit.
No. I'm a guy, but I was the one talking. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, go ahead. I thought one of the chicks that was saying you won't let us come up and respond. I thought she was trying to come up and get some work. But anyway, go ahead, Go ahead.
Right.
Go ahead and get it. Go ahead. Then I'm gonna get back.
Okay. Yeah. So there's a few things. Right. Yeah. So there's a few things that I guess I've noticed is I think we shouldn't really be projecting our male-based logic to how women think, they don't think in the same way we do. See, we think quantitatively. We think, right.
Wait. What do you mean by we shouldn't be applying? I understand that men and women think differently, but explain what you mean by applying our male-based logic. What do you mean?
Okay, so both men and women are smart, but in different ways. Men think in percentages, quantitative reasoning. So that's why we would okay, if we go hunting back in the days before we got into civilizations, we would go hunt, and then the ones who did the most work would eat the most meat because they deserve it, right? We think in hierarchies and percentages. But for women, they've evolved to think qualitatively. So for them, that's why they tend to get into this whole not all argument. To them, truth is based on what they can see from their own personal experience. That's why they bring up, oh, me and my friends are different, and they think that it can expand across the whole board. So whenever we try to use our, I guess, male-based thinking, which is quantitative reasoning, they just, to them, when we throw it to them, it just doesn't matter because they don't care. Their brain is just not wired to be preferring that kind of thinking framework. So ultimately, when we're discussing things with them, right? Yeah, it's a hit and miss from both sides, right?
Well, no, because one person can be wrong and one person can be right, regardless of how each individual's brain is wired to think a certain way. There's still a right answer, or there's a more logical answer. So I mean, are you saying that we shouldn't? Are you saying that we should let the public square be dominated by people who you just conceded don't logically or critically think or break things down the right way? We should just let the public sphere be dominated by them and not respond or put our ideas, thoughts out there. So by your own admission,
right,
more logic, reasonable, mathematically sound points, can be made. I mean, are you saying don't respond? Hello?
Hello, sorry, my internet connection, I've just changed to the 5G. I was using 2G, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, could you hear me what I just said?
Yeah, I heard what you said. Yeah, so okay, so the problem here is, yeah, we should still make these arguments, but we should make it really clear that we're speaking to, I guess, the men and women who can actually see that. But majority of them, I would say about 80% of them, just don't actually understand. So when you think, okay, for example, you make an argument about the bell curve and you say, okay, so within the Black community, our women are overrepresented within the ones who engage in dysfunctional behavior relative to a different kind of race in, let's say, America or the UK. It's a similar sort of story here. Now, this is actually, there are studies to actually, show this factor. And it's true, if you are looking at it from a quantitative aspect. But the reason they say not all is it's a deflection mechanism. And also they actually truly are convinced that is the truth from their own perspective. Now,
okay, but do you understand? Right. Do you understand why I don't care if they're convinced that it's the truth? I don't care how convinced they are that they're making sense. I'm going to explain why they're not making sense.
Right. Now, I mean, I get it. I guess the issue here is that only a small percentage of people of them will understand, and then also with the men, unfortunately, a lot of us are simps. We actually allow these behaviors to continue. I'll give you a perfect example. So I was at the university. I set up this engineering platform society to help Black and ethnic minorities engineers to understand how to get ahead in the system, right? How to move higher up. Now, the thing is, most of these people I was working with were Black women. There was only one other Black man. However, somehow the conversation went to, how do we get more Black women in science? And I tried to explain the statistics. I was like, actually, this is not the same as a gender issue when it comes to white people. There's actually an underrepresentation of Black men in the highest fields, actually, because it's much harder for some of us to get through the education, etc., etc. But you see, they just shift that argument and they start going on, bringing some irrelevant considerations. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, you're not going to be able to convince most of them. Now, for the Black men, you could convince them, but the problem is they're simps, a lot of them. And a simp is just going to it's going to hear everything you say and it's going to go out the other ear and say, yeah, it makes sense, but let me still go and go down the other path.
Yeah, I mean, I disagree with the whole part about black men. You're not going to be able to convince them because they're simps, because I think most of us at one point did some simping. So, and a lot of us are no longer simping.
Fair enough.
People can get reasoned out of their bad positions. You know, that's so I'm a firm believer in that. There will be a percentage that will never get right, but it goes back to what I said about you're genuinely trying to have the discussion and have the debate if you're arguing the best representative of your opponent's view. Refuting and beating that best representative of your opponent's view and making them change their shot and making them either shut up or just argue completely differently because they've been refuted and defeated. That will make the ignorant masses that follow them also think differently. And then your views, your ideas, and people that think like you, that will become more of a mainstream view. And then the whole conversation change, the thought process change, the culture can change. We're operating with a whole new lexicon at that point. Like things can go to a different level. So it sounds like you I don't know. It sounds like you're straddling the fence of you're right, but it's pointless, so don't say nothing. It almost sounds like you're trying to protect them from the only thing that they really truly want protection from, and that's protection from criticism. It sounds like you're just trying to protect them from criticism. Is that, I mean, would you say? Well, I'm gonna let you think on that one for a minute. Keith Foster says he's a troll. They said that you were on the Roger Report or somewhere else. I don't know your history, your rap sheet, your stat sheet, how you get down in this space, but you've been called a troll, and you I think they said that you were I'm not going to judge you off whatever they said. I'll let you build a new foundation here. Cool come out in the building. He says, Bernard Riley, would you be interested in a debate for C Rose, Sister George, MJB 94 to 90? Who's MJB? Versus Brexit or Hood Conservatives? You just threw like too many names out there. Would I be? I mean, I'm down to debate anybody if it's something that, you know, if it's a topic that I like, that I'm interested in, that I'm passionate about. Passionate about. Yeah, I'm down to debate anybody on any topic that if it's a good one. If it's a good one. But you know, I've already debated C Rose and Concrete Rose. I mean, C Rose and Sisterhood George. They don't want no more. I don't know who MJB. I don't know what that is. MJB 94.99. But versus Brexit or yeah. So yeah, I'm down. All right, go ahead. I think I saw super chat. So go ahead. Yeah, I said it sounded like you're just trying to protect black women from criticism.
Oh, right. Okay. So I'll respond to that.
Hey, hold on. Shout out to Grinch. He says logic has no gender, and I agree with that. I think, like I said, there's a bell curve of logic. There are some illogical men. There are some logical women, but it's probably more logical men than logical women. But so it has no gender. It's all on a bell curve, and there's fluctuations in it. But go ahead. I think you're trying to protect black women from criticism by trying to get black men to just shut up. Go ahead.
All right. Okay. So I'll respond to that. And also, what some of the commenters stated, that I was on the Roger Report. Yeah, that's true. I was. And the problem is, I guess I tried to give a nuanced approach to the conversation, and actually some people didn't seem to understand it. They thought just because I'm not speaking from the expected so-called manosphere-based talking points, that somehow I was like a feminist or something. I am nothing like that. Anyways, am I trying to protect black women from criticism? No, actually, what I'm just trying to say is, even if we criticize them, even if we use logic, understanding, we give them numbers and the so-called dysfunctions, they just don't care enough. The only way for them to even change is for you to remove the thing that they value most. So black women, like all women, and I mean all women, like 99.9% anyways, like relationships, love, and that kind of aspect, whether it's physical or emotional. So if you give them cold turkey and you don't engage with them at all, you just ignore them, that's the only way they're going to change. They don't change.
Hold on. That makes sense in real life in terms of media. Just ignore if Democrats, if liberals on MSNBC ignored conservatives on Fox News, the conservatives on Fox News, they're not going to just stop saying their talking points. So if soon as liberals and conservatives disagree, it would behoove liberals to actually take an honest attempt at refuting conservative talking points. If they want to see the needle moved, if they want to see people, change or come over to their side, their way of thinking. So that ignoring them thing does not work in the whole media sphere of the talking points that are being put out. Now in real life, yes, if women with fire engine red weave is a problem to you, yes, remove yourself from them, ignore them. Even if they just say anything to you, just start walking backwards. I get that part. That's how you should operate in real life. But when people who have large platforms can come and talk and say all kind of crazy stuff, and that the stuff that they say get inceptioned into the mind of a lot of people to where where people are just making ridiculous bad arguments, then yeah, no, I think the good argument needs to be just as loud.
Okay, I think you have a point there. So allow me to see if I understand what you said. So basically, yeah, in real life that can work, but in this space over here, where actually what they say can implement on social policies, which would also continue to have other impacts, it's better to at least put out the actual logical argument out there, at least so it is there. And okay, fair enough. I do agree with that point. Now, the other thing, I guess, is there also seems to be a lack of nuance. So, for example, although let's say you make a logical point, let's say that restaurant owner and there was a black girl twerking on the table, and then a lot of women did not like the way he spoke to her. Apparently, there's nothing wrong with telling them to leave, but apparently making that whole into like a dysfunction argument or trying to judge her moral character was wrong. Now, I'm not going to defend these women who think this, but I guess from their perspective, if they are a weaker vessel, which most people would agree, they take criticism to a slightly harder state. They're not quite as open to criticism as we are, because to them, when you criticize them, it's not just oh, you are like this, but you can change. Usually, when they hear criticisms, it's almost like a static. This is who you are, and then they project that this is who they're always going to be. So that's why when you do present criticism for them, it's always good to like add some kind of solution to it. Because from my own experience with them is if you tell them something, they're willing to change or at least acknowledge what you're saying if there is a direct solution that they can envision to that criticism. But when there is no solution, they will just fight back, and they will literally fight back as if what you're saying makes no sense.
Yeah, it sounds like you sort of fulfilled what I predicted, that you are trying to protect them from criticism, because now you're saying say something but be nice and sugar coated. Pat them on the head, give them a hug, and tell them they're beautiful. Then ask them to sit down and stop twerking at your restaurant for the 4th time.
Right. I mean, okay, but I'm not protecting them for the sake of I just like to protect them, right? I'm not that guy. I'm not a Captain Save a Simp, right? I'm saying that you should protect. You should sugarcoat it so that they can be more receptive to it, because that's just how they are. That we're different from each other, from a statistical paradigm. So it's like the simp. If you tell the simp the same situation, okay, this is where you're going wrong, but here's a solution of how you can be better, make some money, and get some self-confidence if that's what he's lacking, then he's going to be more likely to receive that instruction than if you just tell them, hey man, you're kind of messing up over here.
Okay, so going back to the yeah, fantastic. Okay, going back to what you said about the twerking chicks.
Right.
They're old enough, bold enough to stand up on other people's furniture, fuck your couch, nigga, and start twerking on their furniture and do it multiple times after they've been told not to. I think that person is in a position where they don't need their handheld and to be sugar coated and let down easy. I mean, these are the same people, many of them, who they have a don't give a damn attitude. They'll do what they want. They'll say what they want. They're loud. They're boisterous. They're this. They're that. Like you can't take the same people who's loud and proud and strong and I am woman and hear me roar, and then turn around and say that we need to, coddle them and talk to them and come in with child protective gloves on and like, no, I mean, come on. So that, I get why. I mean, okay,
right.
You're not the first one who have done this. It's like you're defending bad behavior. You're trying to protect them because, like, I've made a video explaining how and why Black women technically are protected. In this country, people are safe as they've ever been. You never see a group of women in modern times in 21st century who are more safe and protected than what the stuff they talk about. I'm not even about to get into that. That's another show. It sounds like what's going on here is that what was I saying? This really strong group of free women who loud and boisterous and do what they want. You're just trying to coddle and you're just trying to protect them from the one thing that they really need protection from. They don't want to be criticized. They want to be able to do what they want when they want and play the victim when it's necessary and be bold, strong, and we run the world girls when it's necessary, but then be the victim when it's necessary. And you're not the first person that I've seen do this, where you're really just caping for their pathology. You're just taking a different tact in root, and you're taking a different tact. That's all that's happening. You're just taking a different tact. You're caping for them no different than the person that said, leave a Black woman alone. Don't say nothing about her. Black woman is God. You're trying to appeal to our logic and trying to work your way around in some roundabout way to get us to say, yeah, we do need to not say nothing and just let them go and let them be. It's protection from Who wins when you protect them from criticism? Just explain that one to me. Who wins?
Okay, so so when we so-called protect a Black woman from criticism, we're not protecting the individual, because Black women, and unfortunately, like most people, including men, they think in a collectivistic attitude. So it's more about the collective conscious that's going to happen.
Yes, you're protecting the collective of Black women from criticism, which is weird. Who wins when you do that? Do they win?
Okay, so no, of course not.
Does society win?
No one wins.
Do Black people win? Do Black children win?
No, but I think
nobody wins when you do that. So why do it?
Okay, so the best thing here is we got to find a different strategy to actually so-called give them constructive criticism. The problem is, a lot of men, when they criticize Black women, there is no construction given at the same time. So not necessarily coddling or sugarcoat, but constructivism. Because if you don't give them a structure that they can actually, build from, they're just going to ignore it. Like I was saying before. So,
do you have any examples of how constructive criticism has have actually worked?
Okay, so I'll give you an example. So let's talk about Kevin Samuels, right?
Okay.
Now, Kevin Samuels, collectively, many Black women might not like what he's doing. However, when you look at the niche of the Black women that he talks to, his whole approach is, you do kind of criticize them, tell them the facts as it is, and you remove that delusional atmosphere around what they're saying, but he always gives them a solution. He always tells them, okay, you should lose a little bit weight. This will increase your chances of X. You should improve your personality, make it more feminine, much more kind and approachable. This will then be able to give you more chances of getting Y. So he tears them down, but he also builds them up in a different way. That, because the problem with women, problem with some women, I have to put it that is that the kind of way that they think is that they do need a man to lead. I mean, that's just how we've evolved. We've evolved men more generally to be leaders and take on the kind of more harsh realities, and they've evolved to kind of take on more of the vessel kind of aspects. So when we criticize them like we criticize men, it just won't work. We do have to give them that construction. Otherwise, right.
So you think Kevin Samuels is a good example of that, right?
Yeah, he will be the perfect example, actually. Yeah.
Okay, then why did Black women lose their shit and go through red pill rage over him giving all that constructive criticism?
Those were Black women that had insecurities about themselves, who weren't ready to receive that. So a lot of these Black women didn't actually watch.
Well, I mean, in my estimation, looking at black female responses, I think roughly 90% had a bad reaction to that. So I mean, the one example you gave, maybe 10%, roughly just my eyeball, just eyeballing it. I would say roughly 10% gave a favorable reaction, like, okay, yeah, he told her the truth and it is what it is, and yeah, she needed to hear that, and we all need to take that in and listen to it and reevaluate and re-examine ourselves and look at whether or not we are asking for too much provided what we offer, and what are we asking too much compared to what we offer in reference to what men actually want in a woman. Well, I would say 10, maybe a generous 10%, but maybe 5% had that type of reaction. So the one example that you gave, you already lost.
Well, okay.
You didn't give a good example out the gate, because Kevin Samuels is an example of, even if he's an example of tearing them down and building them up, giving them the ticket to get what they want, while telling them that what you're doing right now is utter and complete, just completely utter failure. If he's the example, like you brought up somebody who has lawsuits for doing what you said.
Right.
They're filing lawsuits against him.
I mean, it's not going to win in a court.
That's irrelevant. The fact is that how they respond to him doing what you're saying.
Right. Okay. So I'll respond to that point. See, the women who actually watched the show and actually watched the 23-minute segment, and didn't get it through a friend, suggesting it, they would have actually taken that and thought, okay, this is a reasonable discussion. The problem is also how that whole, clip was aired. It was on TikTok, all over YouTube, like a small segment. So women, of course, responded in a reactionary mechanism. So it was too late. Their opinions had already been clouded by the other women who had that agenda already. So that wouldn't be a good representation, because that's more of how they just responded through the emotions of what they thought that they were hearing, that he's cussing her down. But if they had watched that, the women who were there on the live stream, most of them didn't have an issue with what he said. I mean, he says way worse things to other women.
No, his audience is a different thing, because his audience are women that are seeing the light, I'll say. Now, when he went viral, that put him in the lap of women who were outside of his audience. So looking at their reaction is the reaction that you want to look at. And we saw them all over the place just start going through female red pill rage.
Right. But you see, you're proving the point again, is that these females who did have that so-called red pill rage is the same women who aren't ready to actually construct. So they just responded emotionally from what they thought that they heard, rather than actually going through the process. So I'm not saying that it's going to.
Oh, and by the way, hold on. It's very, very important too. People who saw the actual full tape, they still had a negative response. The actual full video is sitting on Kevin Samuels' stream right now. It has over 200,000 views. A lot of people saw that and they gave the same exact reaction. Even when Derek Jackson, who speaks for women, even when he responded to it from the if you just look at his thumbnail and the part he was responding to, you could look at his thumbnail and tell he had the actual video. He saw the full video. That's the point that I'm making. I saw enough evidence to see that he saw the full video. Most women, enough people saw the full video to where that's a sample that we can look at.
Right. Okay. Yeah, you're right on that one. So then I guess it's a mixture between. But I would say Kevin Samuels, the way he did it, that's the right way. Now, sure, many people still might not agree with it, and they'll still respond in that emotional kind of vitriol manner in opposition to it. But that is the correct way. It's the same thing with men. The simps would also respond negatively when they hear something that, it's like you tell them, actually, you can't really trust these women like this. They would also get angry. It's like, you can't say that. You can't say that. So it's a human response when people are insecure about their own position, so that they feel as if you're attacking them individually as opposed to even that woman. Most of these women don't care about that woman. They care about themselves. They're thinking, oh, I'm fatter than her. I am less attractive than her objectively. So if she has $100,000 a year on income and looks okay from their perspective, then that means it's over for me. And they're not looking at anything else that Kevin Samuel will say about, okay, so yeah, lose some weight, improve, blah, blah, blah. That's irrelevant to them, because they think that it's already over. So they get the so-called black pill rage, not even red pill rage, because it's of that insecurity. because most of the beautiful women weren't going around being angry. Now they were defending them because they're also women, but they were being disingenuous. A lot of them. I mean, beautiful women know that they're beautiful. They experience it on a daily call. But of course, they believe in that sisterhood thing, and they do want to coddle their emotions. But I would say Kevin Samuel's way is exactly the right way, because it gives constructivism, it gives criticism, but with something that can be worked upon, and as opposed to just telling women, "Oh, well, you're kind of doing the wrong thing." Well, they're not built to receive
Right.
that.
And
Right.
also, everybody in the manosphere has more or less been doing it, not with the same exact touch of finesse or precision as Kevin Samuels. Everybody hasn't done it exactly like Kevin Samuels, but far as having a discussion, pointing out what's wrong, and saying this instead would be right, or the opposite of this thing that is wrong would make more sense. Like, come on, like we've been doing that. If you, it gets stupid when people start saying, well, you got to offer a solution. If somebody is doing something that doesn't make sense, there's, for example, standing on a table twerking. You don't, if somebody say, get your ass off that table, stop twerking on the table. Well, what's the solution? No, that's the solution. Sit your ass down. Like, so I don't understand the whole, oh, well, you got to offer a solution, or you got to give them this, or you got to give them that. No, if somebody is doing something wrong and you tell them that they're doing something wrong, then the opposite of what's wrong is obviously right. So I just think, again, that's, I gotta call it. I gotta call it on this, man. You are what I would call, well, shout out to Game Changer, because he coined the phrase level 2 BFF. That's like, I don't know if you know who Irene Yvette is.
Yeah.
It's a really smooth, calculated touch of finesse in her BFF. But when you break down a lot of the stuff that she says when she's on the live stream, she's really saying a lot of the same stuff as a Cynthia G. You are what I would have to define as a level 2 Maggle, where you just have a right amount of touch of finesse, and you say it in the right way. You give a little bit and concede the point on the argument, but then try to break down and explain the psychology of why this and why that, and this why they feel this way, and that's why they react this way. But only if you did it this way, then it would work. But then when I give an example of somebody who did it that way and it didn't work, oh, well, that wasn't a good example because of A, B, and C. You got another example, and you give another example, and it's just as bad as the first. I mean, it's
well,
it's level. This is level 2 Maggledom, and you're trying to protect them from criticism. That's what's going on here, in my opinion. Let me get through some super chats. He said this clown doesn't even date American black women. I don't really know why that's that relevant to the conversation. You know, I'll challenge somebody's ideas regardless of what they do with their personal life. But where are you from?
I'm from London.
You still there?
Yeah. I mean, I was in America last couple of years, but yeah, I'm in London now.
Okay, cool. Ray Clemens, that's total BS, Bernard. You hit the nail on the head. They just want seeds of They want seeds of all criticism. How doesn't matter how you say it or what you say. Right on. I saw a couple more super chats. I see who serving Enemy Nation. I saw you in the building. Snuggles in here. Enemy Nation in the back chat, but shout out to Snuggles. He said the young man, but the problem is it's time to attack straightforward. People need to get their hands dirty. Sometimes this is the tactic now. Thank you for the super chat, Snuggles. All right. Who else we got in here? I see Hood Servative down there. Oh shit, you could have came back, Hood Servative. In the Hood Servative Enemy Nation, y'all can come back. Super Saiyan Simp level 3. Yeah, man, it's some simpery, man. You're trying to protect them from criticism. You're trying to get us to shut up. That's my interpretation of what's going on here. I'm sorry, I gotta call it. That's what I see. That's what I see happening. That's how it's happening. That's what's going on here, and that's what it is. The way Kevin Samuels spoke to Miss Average at best. He's talking the emancipated Negress. All right. Got Enemy Nation in the building. What's going on?
What's up, Bernard?
What's happening? What's that?
I just once again, before I speak, I want to know what uh, Misogynoir's point was or his stance, so I won't do unnecessary talking about something else.
Wait, hold on, real quick. Misogyny war. Explain to us real quick. What does that mean?
Which in particular? Sorry.
Your name, your actual name. That has a definition. That's a word, right?
Right. Yeah. Misogynoir is it's a black man that that basically participates in misogyny against black women.
So your YouTube is that your YouTube name, or that just the name you chose to come up here?
No. My YouTube name is different. It's just a name I use for the black manosphere.
And that the definition of that, because I saw a black female who had that same that was her YouTube channel name. What does that mean again? Let me Google it.
Okay, so in the black community, there was a paper that was written saying that the black man is the white man of black society. So the straight black man is the white man of black society, meaning they have this oppressive potential to oppress black women and gay people and etc. 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 So misogynoir is a term used in reflection of that, because black men can't participate in normal misogyny because they don't have the same power as a white man, but in the black community, they do have that power. So hence misogynoir.
So black men have the power. Black men have the power to oppress black women in the black community,
and gay people and trans people. Right? Yeah.
Black men in the black community can oppress black women and gay people.
That's what the term means. Yeah.
Do you believe that?
No. This is actually a parody. That's why I'm using it.
Okay, fair enough. All right, Enemy Nation. Enemy Nation, ask you a question. Go ahead and ask me that question again, Enemy Nation.
Yeah, I just wanted to know what your stance was exactly, so I could address it directly. Like, why did you come up? I mean, I'm saying, what are you saying that black men in the manosphere is supposed to talk with political correctness, or what exactly?
Nah, that's not quite it. I think black men need to understand women's nature, so that when they do talk about these problems that do involve women as well, that there is an actual potential building and movement forward. The way that the manosphere is talking about these issues, it's from a masculine manner, and it's just not going to be effective in making any change.
Well, what's wrong with them understanding our nature and them moving forward accordingly in concordance with that, with our nature and what we say and how we walk and how we talk and what we feel? What's wrong with that? It's basically you're saying we need to follow and submit to them, basically.
Not submit, but leadership requires a leader to actually, the leader's emotions or even just their well-being be less technically represented than the majority of the people that they're leading. So we got to take responsibility to fix things. It's not up to them, right?
So we got to take a responsibility for okay, so going back to Twerkgate. So the guy, I forgot his name, he got to take responsibility for when he said the first 2 times to stop twerking on my furniture. He got to take responsibility for them not listening the first 2 times and reevaluate how he said it and how he needs to say it in order to get them to understand it. Is that what you're saying?
If we go back to the twerking thing, I don't think what he said was right or wrong. I think he said what he said. I think that the point there would be, you'd have to expand it to, childhood. I mean, these women are acting this way because they don't have fathers in the house. I mean, if they had fathers in the house, statistically speaking, they wouldn't be engaging in that kind of behavior. That's a loose behavior based on the person that's been neglected, and they're using their sexual wiles in order to get some attention. So if they did have a father, they wouldn't. So actually, yeah, it's men's fault for not being there in these women's lives.
Okay, so let me hold on real quick. It is the individual father who impregnated a woman and didn't raise his kids, provided that it was no overwhelming BS going on. If he just absolutely just washed his hands and just chose to leave and not be there, and then the woman that was there didn't raise the daughter right. But I guess I got to ask you this very curious question. You're saying it's the father's fault for not raising the daughter right, not for not raising the daughters right, or not teaching the women the girls how to be women. I
Yeah.
mean, okay, so it's the father's. Okay, so if a son was raised by a woman and he doesn't know how to be a man, I'm sure you would agree that it's the father's fault. The father wasn't there to teach him how to be a man, because after all, a woman can't teach him how to be a man, right?
Yeah, it's mostly the father's fault.
I think. I mean, I can't blame a woman for not knowing how to teach a man how to be a man. But I'm not going to give a woman a pass if she can't teach a woman how to be a woman. If all that was there was a woman, the woman should grow up and know how to act like a woman.
Right. See, the problem there is that the women who do teach this women don't know how to be women themselves because they weren't raised with fathers themselves. So the point here is, without a strong paternal leadership in the home, what happens is you get dysfunction. So this obviously carries on to the next successive generation, to a point whereby even the women don't know how to be women. They might know how to teach how to deal with a menstrual cycle, how to deal with these kind of more,
Okay, good. So I like where you're going, because now it sounds like you're saying that men need to be strong, masculine leaders. But when men are saying strong, masculine things in their own language, you're telling us that we need to put a bow on it and be cutesy and come with pink child gloves. So I don't think you really believe what you're saying.
Not necessarily. See, I separated it from what we say in the manosphere versus what we say if we want change versus action. So men need to actually act as men and ignore these discussions. If you try to reason with women using logic,
ignore the discussions online in the media space.
Now, with those discussions online in the media space, right? I guess I wouldn't say I'm qualified to. You had a better point than me on that one. So I'll give you respect on that point. But I will still, say Kevin Samuels' based ways is more. It's going to increase the chances of actually there being some kind of change in the way that they think, because the way we speak is just not going to resonate with them. But the way we act,
don't say we. You don't speak as we speak. Again. That sounds more like trying to protect them from criticism. There are women who have said that they have stopped wearing weave and lost weight because of Tommy Sotomayor criticizing them the way that he has criticized them. There are women who have done it and turned their life around from with the stuff that Kevin Samuels is saying. So different people are going to hear different things in different ways. A war can be won on many different fronts. So again, you're just trying. At the end of the day, you're just trying to get men to shut up.
Well, no, because now you're making
You're trying to protect them from criticism.
No, I don't think that's what he's saying. He's saying it in a nicer way. But the thing is that the manosphere is a direct response to feminism. And so if feminists can have their space, then the manosphere, whether it be the white manosphere or the black manosphere, they should have their space as well. We know that all women aren't feminists, and in respect to that, not all men are going to be misogynists. So, the respective groups are going to war with their opposing force. So as long as feminism is around and feminists, you're going to have men that are going to, on every spectrum in the manosphere, that's going to have something to say about that. Because at the end of the day, feminism is not natural for women. That's not a natural state for women. Now, masculinity, toxic masculinity, courageousness, courageousness, recklessness, that's inherent in men. And that's been throughout, since the first man was put on the earth. So respectively, women are doing something that's not natural to them, which is super progressivism, super liberalism, liberation and all this. That's not natural to women. But men are just doing what men do. So men criticize. They criticize other men, and they criticize women as well. Before the black manosphere existed on the internet, you had people way back in the 1920s, as far as Marcus Garvey, and we're talking about recordings that we have. It was before that, but the recordings that we have as early as the 1920s, Marcus Garvey was criticizing black women and their behavior. So,
Right.
That's my
All
my
right.
stand on it.
Right on. Ronald Calhoun, thank you for that super chat. Appreciate that. Charles Merchant in the building. Only in dumb pathology does it believe that an absent ingredient makes makes a commodity when his matriarch was present. Yeah, absolutely. That speaks to the point that I was trying to make, and I was trying to get him to say, and I think he realized the logical flaw in trying to say that woman, a girl growing up and not knowing how to conduct herself like a woman should because her father wasn't there to teach her. Hold on, mute up somebody. I think that's Hood Conservative think you need to mute up. I can understand that if there's manhood elements missing in a boy, that he grow up that he's missing something because he didn't have a father. He's missing something in the manhood department. I can understand that. But you're gonna tell me a woman? You can pin the charges on the guy to say that yes, you weren't there to teach him how to be a man, but you can't pin those same charges and say that you weren't there to teach that woman how to be a woman, teach that girl how to be a woman. I mean, like that. What responsibility does the mother have? You got to have some responsibility. If in a matriarchal single motherhood oasis, if one thing that we should be able to count on is girls being taught how to be women, like, but if that's not happening, then that's one you got to put directly square on the shoulders of the woman who raised that girl. Because right now, I mean, you're talking to a single father. If my boys are lacking, it's my fault. It ain't nobody else's fault. You know. Now, if they grow up and they too hard and they too rough and they don't really got their soft, emotional, sensitive side or whatever, okay, that could be the result of the mom not being there. But if they grow up and they lazy and they can't hold a job and they don't got no work ethic or no, don't know how to, give a firm handshake, look a man in the eyes when you're talking to them. They don't know how to do that. That's on me. I can't blame that on a woman not being there. So you can't blame a woman growing up and not knowing how to act right on simply her not having a father there. Now, do we need more fathers there? Yes. I am pro family. I'm pro patriarchal family. I am pro that, and that do need to get worked out. But it's not as simple as just saying, oh, well, he just left, as if these broken families are dads leaving, and the mom and the kids holding them by the ankle while he just dragging away. No, it was a relationship that failed. Even when they do get married, women in the relationship 80% of the time. So I tend to believe even when she don't get the ultimate golden ticket that she won't of marriage, that she's probably still ending that relationship just as soon. I mean, she's ending it when she gets married. So chances are she's ending it when it's just a regular relationship. So relationships are failing. And then the dad is pushed to weekend dad status. And now he's looking like a deadbeat. So it's more nuance to that than to just say that, oh, the daddy wasn't there or he just left. So I'm like, I don't even want to go down that route and play that game like actual intact families are there and the dad just left. Like, no, I mean, sometimes some women get knocked up by the random hit and quit fuck buddy. But anyway, and that's a whole nother thing. Hold on, I gotta go to Hood Conservative. Thanks for that super chat, Charles Merchant. Appreciate you. He says, great conversations, fellas. Appreciate you coming on through. Is that emancipated Negros? Oh, y'all in these YouTube names. Okay. All right. Where we going? I had another super chat. I do got to go to Hood Conservative. He said this guy has been gynocratized. Yeah, he just doesn't know it yet. Now, I think he knows that he just can't. He's coming in strategic. That's my view on it. He's coming in strategic. He's trying to reach across the aisle, give a little bit, but make an excuse as to why they are doing this. Everything ends with an excuse or explanation as to why they're doing this. And if the man just did this different, then they wouldn't do that, as if these aren't free people in a free country, as free as they ever been, got their own life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, can do what they want, how they want, fuck who they want, fuck who they don't. And when the results get bad, they can rely on the government that's funded by the people, and we're the people, we're the taxpayer, and they can go live off that if things go awry, or if they end up in a perfect situation, they can they could go ahead and get married. And in the event that they don't like the situation anymore, they can get out of it. And then they got benefits and supports and safety nets for when they get out of that. Or if they happen to be competent and can take care of themselves, they can just live free and take care of themselves and just get random dick from who they want until they, you know, I mean, so that yeah, they living their best life. They happy. They complain a lot. They talk a lot of shit, but they're doing what they want to do, and yeah, they're getting diminishing returns, and so they're complaining and they showing up late to the party, you know, closing in on 40, trying to, you know, figure out how to make things right late in the game. The chick that was on Jessica X yesterday was 43 years old, talking about she's saving it to marriage now, even though she had kids. I mean, they doing goofy stuff, but they have a window where they live in their best life, and that's what they're doing. So you're not gonna blame men for them living their best life, wanting to be single and free, and getting the outcomes and diminishing returns of singleness and freedom. But anyway, that's where I'm at with it. David Johnson in the building. There's this guy. Okay, I already read that one. I thought I clicked on something else. No, that's the same thing sitting there. All right, go ahead, David Johnson. You got it.
Oh, you mean me?
No, I said David Johnson. David Monroe. Who's
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, that whole stop blaming us, don't blame me, bro. I did a whole stream about this shit the other night. Called it political checkmate because even though, you know, we in the manosphere, it's like a nice little pocket of masculine energy and shit. Overwhelmingly, black men voted for Kamala Harris. So the idea of the gender war being over, nah, bro. Now the same nigga that told you that also told you to take the spike and get vaccinated. So I'm not with none of that shit. The gender war is real. That shit started at what they did, the Combahee River Collective, when all them political lesbians got together and started making war plans. That's when the black gender war was official. And it's been like that ever since. I sent you something in the back chat. It's nothing heavy. It's just a funny image. Remember the get your booty to the pole?
Yeah.
They played with that again. It's not as bad as the get your booty to the pole, but I think this is like indicative of what they want. The commercial is like 10 seconds long, but it really highlights where we are in this gender war thing. And basically, black men have kind of just been reduced to like drone position. Look at our elected officials.
You said they've been reduced to what? It kind of borged out for me.
A drone.
Oh, drone. Okay, got you. I missed that word. Okay, cool.
Look at what goes on in politics. All right, I don't understand how we want to separate politics from what happens when, you know, politics, as they say, is war by other means. So when you look at identity politics, right? I was looking at that whole Combahee River Collective thing. That's when the phrase identity politics was first used, and black women created it so they can create a politics separate and distinct from not white feminism, not white America, but from black men. They were at war with the black nationalism. A lot of this shit was born out of the whole Panther Party movement, but black women during that time, they came to a political realization that they needed to chart their own path and their own destiny, and fuck them niggas. That's basically what they said. And it's been like that ever since. And so to Massage Noir on the panel, the question I was waiting to ask you, bro, what makes you think they even want normal families? Why do you assume that? Point to the evidence that proves that thesis to be true. What makes you think they really want the shit you're fighting for?
Okay, so that's a good question. They want to be happy. Now, a normal family situation is the thing that's going to make them the happiest from all the data that, you know, that's been done out there. Now, you're right. They do want, what they want, obviously, is to have that power, the matriarchal system where they have the control. But the problem here is twofold. So you get the black women who do want to be so-called happy and have a family and, live that kind of life where they're economically making good money. But there's a segment that just want the power and control. So the thing is here is you sieve them. That's why my whole philosophy is if they don't act right, just don't get involved with them at all. And if many black men
nigga, did you just say save them? Sorry? Did you say save them? I missed that part. Did you say save them? Is that what I heard you say?
I don't think I use that word, but can you elaborate?
Okay, I'm sorry.
You use some type of S word. I wasn't sure what that was either.
I'm not sure what I don't think I did use the word save.
Oh, it's not just me. I knew I heard some profanity. Bro, don't curse at me on this panel, bro. What do you mean save them? But listen, what I was getting at, bro, what I was really getting at, show me evidence. I understand the argument. You're making an argument. Fuck the argument. Give me evidence.
Okay, so you want evidence that shows that they want a normal family. Okay.
Yes, that's what I want.
Okay. I can't really give you evidence for that.
Yeah, because it don't exist. And they've literally showed you the contrary for over 3 generations now. That's provable that you can actually pull up
Listen,
and look
the
at the
other
data.
night,
What you
Sorry,
say,
can you repeat?
conservative?
the other night on my show, the theme the other night for my show, remember that song from Michael McDonald? I keep forgetting. We're not in love anymore. And that's what the fuck is wrong with you niggas, man. You keep forgetting. Stop forgetting. Every time a chick hurts your feelings, you remember again. But then you see that big butt and a smile and you forget that girl is poison and then you keep forgetting. That's how that shit works, bro. You just stop forgetting. We've been at war for like 2 generations now. That's why your daddy ain't in the house. They don't want him there.
Now, let me ask you a question. Do you believe in the black family? As in, do you believe in, black nationhood? As in, do you believe in the so-called black race? As in, does it matter to you what the perception of the black race is in the world and its position relative to other races, Chinese, Indian,
Okay,
so-called white?
You changed your question.
Right.
Those are 2 different questions. Do I believe in the black race? I don't believe in it on a nationalistic sense because the black race isn't a nation by definition. Hell, most of Africa don't like each other. So it's
I'm
mixed
talking
with
about
that black race bullshit.
That's
Now,
correct.
as far as
Right.
nigga, Africa is the factory for black people. So if the factory is at war, what do you expect for the rest of black people in the diaspora? And maybe we're not meant to like each other because you know what? White people been killing each other forever too, and nobody thinks about that shit when they play this white supremacy game. So I'm not really interested in that whole we are one bullshit. No. There's no kumbaya blackness over here.
Right. You see, the difference with white people is they had the Berlin Conference in where they separated Africa and they decided which countries were going to get which countries and colonize which countries so that they can have peace. Then they created a European Union so that there would be peace and economic prosperity for all countries that have joined it. So they've actually reconciled, and that's how they've dominated so well because they became one. The China's the same thing, all the different ethnicities in China.
That's some good historical fun facts.
Right.
You realize
let's get to why did you ask him? Do he believe in the black race? Well, Consular Murray said sift through them. I think that may be accurate.
Yeah, sift. Yeah, that's correct.
You would have took anything. Yeah, sift. I didn't say save. All right. All right. Go ahead. So why did you ask him that question? Do he believe in the black race or black family or however you worded that? Why did you ask him that question? Then we go get to Fantastic and Jalen Roddy.
That right. The reason I asked him that is because the reason why I think the way I'm thinking, because I'm thinking about solutions to actually uplift our so-called how the other races perceive us and our relative position economically and also just generally how they see us in the world higher. Now, if the black family is destroyed and it's completely dysfunctional, then we're just going to be seen as the bottom of the barrel forever. The only way to the easiest way for us to actually succeed is by fixing the family. Just by basic economics, you got 2 people working together, even if they're not in love, it doesn't matter. 2 humans working together that are reasonable and acting with good behavior.
I agree with that. So so seeing as you agree with that, I'm quite sure that you have spent a lot of time having conversations, or breaking down why is it that if families coming together is a thing that you believe in, then why haven't you been talking to those that say the ridiculous thing that I can't find a man on my level, or he got to be just as educated as me, or he got to do this, or he got to do that, making every reason and excuse, or black men are conquered, or black men are dominated, or black men are this, or they ain't even know such thing as a good black man because the collective of black men is they making every reason and excuse in the book as to why black men and black women shouldn't be together. So I feel like you're barking up the wrong tree.
No, because
most men will accept a reasonably fit, cooperative woman that know how to act like she got some damn sense. But a lot of women got just a view of black men to where they just they scorch earth about it. I mean, there's videos all over the place. They conquered, they that. I mean, I'm sure you would have some smoke for that if you think that that black families is a good thing, right?
Yeah, black men just want a rational black woman, if or any
No,
woman.
let me answer that question. I'm sure you got smoke for all of that, right?
I mean, those people, many of them are emotionally distraught and they're suffering from childhood trauma. So I don't think if I said anything, it would mean anything to
You're
them.
saying they're suffering.
Yeah, but that's the main point though. But those women have the biggest connection to other black women. That's who they listen to instead of the men that you need in order to fix the problem and the solution that you're saying you want. That's the whole problem. I heard you say earlier talking about, sugarcoat it. No, you don't sugarcoat anything for adults. Now, if you are in agreements with, well, women are just, adult children, or they're, children in adult bodies, well, we can have that discussion about sugarcoating it and start considering that. But when you have women vehemently deny that, oh, I'm not no child, I'm not gonna treat you like no child, and all these other things. Okay, well, oh, so you're an adult then. So as an adult, I get to deliver you the facts, the data, and everything else, and you deal with it. And what you do is you adjust accordingly. Correct?
Right. So I won't make a statement on the whole child thing because just because I can't make that statement on air. But yeah, you have a point.
Of course I do. I do this for real. Nice meeting you, by the way. But so yeah, so and furthermore, we're talking solution based. Okay, so the solution based, and you brought up, other men, Japanese, I think you said white men, and all these other things, right? As far as the the outlook of the world's opinion of black people, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so furthermore, if that's the case, well, shouldn't the black community and black women understand that their part to play in order for the black race to be successful is to play the same role that all other women play in those other successful races, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
All right then. So why is it that we have to constantly, as you say, or suggest sugarcoating, beg, negotiate, do all these other things with our women when no other man on the planet has to do that? Again, you have two groups of people in this country that never ever get talked about, but they hold the biggest amount of power in this country. Okay, people that are Asian and people from Israel, correct?
Right.
And those people don't even need to get talked about, or they don't even get they don't get sought out for politics. They don't get sought out for any of these other things. They just have a group that's so strong and have an understanding of community building, community finances, and all those other things, right? That
Right.
they don't even need these things. So how is it, again, this is the problem when we come up to, and I'm not familiar as to how familiar you are with this space, but we as men say this on the regular. Okay, we talk to the men and then we talk to the women, in proxy, or on the outskirts, and they come within the conversation. That's one of the biggest misnomers about this sector. Oh, all y'all do is bash black women. But no, we're telling you what you need to do if you want a man. If you have a set of men, we're not talking about the Pookies and the Ray Rays. We're not talking about the criminals. Okay, and we're not even necessarily talking about the quote unquote high value man. We're talking about the average, everyday black man. And he says, hey, this is what I want. This is all I want. Okay, but if and when we say that, okay, well, you're being too harsh, or you're shooting for this, you're shooting for that. And again, it's just so many hoops and qualifications and excuses that come up whenever a black man finally, for the first time, has an actual voice to the public. So my problem, man, is like you're here as a man, and I imagine some type of black man from the diaspora. You have an accent, right? But
Right.
you're black man, correct?
Yeah.
So again, you're here as a black man addressing other black men to tell us where we're error in our ways. But yet, and still, like I said, we've offered way more solutions than anybody on the other side of the aisle have offered. There's no black man out here. My bad, Bernard. Go ahead.
More importantly, our solutions are a lot more simple. Their solution, when you follow it, after they move the goalposts 1,000 times, their solution amounts to locate the XY coordinates of white supremacy on a map and then storm it like the beaches of Normandy, defeat and destroy it, and then build Wakanda with an electromagnetic force field around it. That's where they put the goalpost at. Something that can never be
Right.
done. our solution is very damn simple. Do an accurate assessment of where you're at. Your average ass to qualify for an average man with an average job. Get with him. Find the one with the best character you can. Get with him. Stick with him. Stick by his side. Raise some goddamn babies. Raise the people that you want to see in Black America. Shout out to Obsidian. That's how he words it. And start right there. Start at home with a family, acting like you got some goddamn sense.
And furthermore, Bernard,
that's something that can be done very easy by every woman. She can start today, and every man can start today working on being more productive. Like so.
Yeah, that's the number one thing
is attainable. Hold on, real quick. Hold your thought, fantastic, because I'm way behind on these super chats. Ronald Calhoun, thank you for coming through with another one. Dark Knight Mentality in the building. He says you cannot build a Black community without the women being on board. They are not interested in this mystical mystical Black community. Mystical Black communities. They've told us that. All right. Let's see. Dang it. I know I'm a hold up. Let's hold on. I'm gonna find them. I appreciate everybody who support the show. So I gotta go digging for super chats. There we go. All right, Indigenous TV. He says the so-called Black man is the Black race. He's the only one who can create Black people. Genetics matter. Our seed is the progenitor. We don't need Black women. All right. Okay. All right. Mike Chenery in the building. He says, yeah, I know there are more white men in the white manosphere saying the same thing about white women. This ain't a race issue. Yes, to some degree. Well, like I said, our bell curve is a little more not right. But yeah, they got some of the same problems. But if you really listen to some of their problems as Black people, we wish we had their problems. But there's that. David Johnson in the building with all caps throwing me off. Tragedy is the only thing that makes the rebellious, prideful, and stubborn come to heel. A bully never just stops because it's the right thing. If that were so, they wouldn't be a bully in the first place. Good stuff. And I think that's it. All right, go ahead, fantastic. Then we're gonna try to get Jalen Roddy in here and the building. But go ahead. Hopefully you held your thought.
Well, no, yeah. And it was a compound on something you said. And again, unlike what the women do, we're actually telling men, not for the sake of women, I repeat, not for the sake of women, to be the best version of themselves, period. And again, the woman is a residual. The woman is not a goal. As a man, you are in search of power, okay? Not women. Women respect power. This is how and why the Black woman is so obsessed with the white man, because in her eyes, the white man represents power. Even though you get down to the actual, numbers and everything behind it, there's more. Of course, there's way more poor white men than Black men. Why? Because of just the numbers and all these other things. But again, because in her mind, her savior is that white knight, which is the fucking white man. She's willing to do things for him she's not willing to do for her own man. And then it goes back to the Miss Ann syndrome. They said from seeing your great grandmama working in white folks' house all this time, and she was so enamored with being in that environment, she wanted those things. And she was mad or envious of the white woman that wanted to take her place so she could enjoy that. And she had this deep-seated, deep-rooted, I want to say, well, yeah, sort of kind of disgust for her own man, simply because he could not provide her with what the white man provided his woman, even though she knew, in spite of knowing what the fucking Black man had to motherfucking go through just to accomplish what he was able to provide for his family. So, like I said, man, when you really look into this stuff, bro, I think you barking up the wrong tree, brother. What is it, misogynoir? And again, the fact that your name is that there says a whole lot. But listen, man, hey, everyone has a right to their opinion. But like you said, man, you want to have a debate, have a discussion, man, let's do it, man.
All right. We're going to go to Jalen Roddy. Shout out to Judge Zilla in the chat. I believe he said that his name being that isn't satire when he's sort of representing those views with the name, but that line up with the name. But anyway, Jalen Roddy in the building. Go ahead. You got the floor. You got the mic.
What's up, man? What's up? The reason why I called in is because I hear a lot of similarities between what Misogynoir is saying and between what I was saying with you in our conversation, about like, what was that, like 5 months back or whatever, about culture. And it got the same reaction from a lot of brothers, which is that, we're simps and we're caping. Again, I think my thing is that we're expecting something from black. I don't even know if we really are expecting it, or we just like going back and forth with it from a group of people that will never change. It's like when you have a loaf of bread and one half is already molded. All right, you're either gonna go and argue or be mad about that loaf of bread, like that half is molded, or you're gonna cut off that half that's molded and deal with the part that's fresh. The thing is that
hold on. Are you saying you only date non-black women?
No. I'm saying that we like to sit here and lie and say that there's not a to me, it is a lie to say that there's not a group of that there aren't black women out there that are willing to change or that do see our perspective. I think Kevin.
Oh wait, no, whoa! Time out! I never said that.
Okay, so my thing is,
when my intro. Well, I don't play it no more because it was a copyrighted song in it. But my intro, at the very end of it, it says patriarchal families. That's what I would like to see. I would like more patriarchal families.
I get that. I get that, and I agree. All I'm saying is that I feel like a certain group of people in this space want to go back and forth with that molded segment that is never going to go back fresh. And what I'm saying is I also agree with you.
There's a problem. Hold on, time out. I gotta strip you on the way up with that, because you're saying they want to go back and forth with that molded section. Okay, if that molded section has a bigger bullhorn than you, and they're causing other apples to go rotten as well. Then you can't. You're doing the same thing. You're trying to protect them from criticism. That's all that's happening.
No, hear me out, Bernard.
Okay,
that is not true anymore. And the reason why is because Kevin Samuels happened. As soon as Kevin Samuels and our conversations are controlling, like the other side, that molded group is now using they have no talking points. That's why a lot of these women, like, they struggle to find content, and they're making content of what we say. It's over.
Good.
So what I'm saying,
that means we need to keep going. That means we need to keep going.
Yeah, but they're forming together, bro. They're forming angry woman-tron, angry black woman-tron, bro. They're coming together for the sake of trying to take down, now that the voice is getting bigger. I mean, you're right to the point, like Bernard says, when you have somebody on the ropes, bro, you don't fall back. You increase the pressure. You speak louder. You push them back further as you can possibly do it. And this is why we shouldn't be telling brothers to soften our voice or stop, addressing them. No, you need to address them and make everything they say like down to like make it surgical and break it down to where none of it makes sense. Absolutely none of it.
No,
again, I don't even.
It's like we got the gun. We got the gun. We firing off shots. We winning the war. They were you calling for a ceasefire too early.
So have y'all ever heard that quote that the true character of someone is a person is what they do when you're down. So like if you have somebody down and you can kill them, the question is, are we really going? Are we going to do that? Are we going to go that route and really kill them? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like,
kill their argument, kill their bad argument. They're still making their bad argument.
Destroy the point. Yeah, destroy you obliterate the point so it can never be repeated ever again.
But what I'm saying is that we've already killed it, and that you will never.
It's not dead. It's
not dead. You still have it.
If Tanya TKO, if a reaction to Kevin Samuels from Tanya TKO, a former Black Love specialist, is to team up with Pink Pill, Shira 7, Cynthia, Chrissy, then clearly it ain't dead. They're over there. I mean, yeah, they took a stand in 8 count, and now they sitting on the stool now. They regrouping and they coming back. So quit trying to make it seem like it's over just because we got one clean punch in.
Bernard, let me say this real quick. Let me say this to the brother real quick. Brother, again, A parasite or a virus, you know what happens when it knows it's trying to do? Shout to zero. What it does, bro, is it changes in order for it to survive. So what we're seeing happen again, and if it has to use and you know bring in other things in order for us to be for its survival, it will do that. Any and everything that's a living being, whether it be complex or simple, is survival. That's the number one thing.
Right.
Fantastic. Fantastic. What I'm saying is that in this society, until it collapses, you cannot fully kill them because they do have something to fall back on. They have the welfare, they have these different programs, they have
we're against all that shit too.
So
we're against all that shit too.
Yeah,
I know, but what I'm saying is, as long as the people that live in Section 8, people that survive off welfare, and the women that are bitter that get these jobs at these corporations have internet access, you will never fully defeat that argument. So what I'm saying is that we live in a society where being a bitter black woman has really no repercussions where they need to change. Right. So until the society collapses, it is really wasting our breath. What I'm saying is that we need to be more, in my opinion, we need to be happy with the fact that we're controlling the conversation, and we need to be talking to the women between the ages of 18 to 28, if at all, because at the end of the day, the average age of marriage for any woman of any race is 28 years old. You can look it up. So going back and forth and arguing with women that's over 28 is really pointless, in my opinion. And at the end of the day, even if you win that argument, no one wants to marry those women because they're old.
Yeah, so, and they got kids by multiple dudes at a 60% rate. And they have, and more than likely, if they're black, they already have a child, and there's a 60% chance that they have a child by multiple men. 60% chance. So not only they're a single mom, but they're a single mom by multiple dudes.
I agree with you on that, but my thing is that, again, that is part of that. That is part of the mode segment, bro. My thing is, at the end of the day, do we want to try and make it work, or do we not? If we don't want to make it work, then
and this is I got let me say this, I gotta do a quick little promo, bro. What are they not gonna do though? They're not gonna listen to you, they're not gonna listen to me. Why? Because they grew up in a whole household without a man being around. There's no respect for black male authority. So hold on, what do? If you wanna, you know what I'm saying, if you want to talk to the women or get the message out to the women, what do you need? You need a woman. Okay. Again, like I said, it even tells you that in the Bible, let the women teach the women. And especially here, you have this feminist and all of these things where everything is female natured or female centered. She has no reason to listen to you, especially like you said. No matter, even when you're a high value man, quote unquote, you're still a dusty. So again, like you said, I agree with you completely and totally. But this goes in and segues to my point. This is why you have to, not all women, not a whole bunch of them, but motherfuckers that are fucking proven to be able to deliver the fucking message within that same age range we say. That's why they play a pivotal part. And that's all I'm gonna say about that.
Okay, and this is what I want to say, because at the end of the day, I agree with you, Bernard, and I agree with Fantastic. And what I'm saying is that where we are at right now, I'm not saying that Kevin Samuels, Jessica X, and Obsidian should shut up. What I'm saying is that Kevin Samuels, Jessica X, and Obsidian, and all those other people who are their role is to go back and forth, right? They're really good at that. They should go 200%, and we should support them. They should be our representatives. But as a whole, for other conversations need to be had. Like this needs to be like needs to be people on the front line that go back and forth with these women, and then behind the scenes it's like, all right, bro, we're talking about our next steps. We're talking about we can laugh and joke.
You mean like the show I did? You mean like the show I did yesterday that was all about brothers getting their money right?
Absolutely no, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not disagreeing.
Yeah, okay.
What I'm saying,
wait. So it sounds like you're trying to say there's an anointed few who got a certain amount of views or numbers or talent for it that should be doing it. So just let them do it, because I think you can't stop them from doing it, but you're just trying to just get everybody else to just shut up and talk about it. That's ultimately what this comes down to. You're trying. So let me just go ahead and say this. I'm gonna go to somebody else real quick, but I just will say that your arguments do amount to you don't like what's being said, you don't want them to say it. You came on talking about going back and forth with women, and then now after you got boxed into a corner, now you big up in the people that go back and forth with women the most and saying, oh no, they're cool, let them do it. But you're talking to the people that don't go back and forth with women as much, saying don't go back and forth with women. You're all over the place, bro. I'm gonna let you think on that.
To go back and forth, but you don't go back and forth with the other opponent. You pay politicians to do that.
Say that again.
You pay representatives and politicians to do that for you so that you can plan your own next steps. But your enemy should be only met with, just like Fantastic was saying, more people like Jessica. I'm not saying it could be 10 of them. I'm just saying that Kevin.
I find it odd that you big up and you big up and you're trying to tell men to shut up, but you're saying let the woman talk. That's kind of weird. It's kind of weird.
I'm saying that for majority of men, our most productive impact on this movement is going to be off the internet. Right. Then there's some that most.
Okay, but bro, lead, follow, or get out the way. I'm sorry. You're just trying to get men to shut up. That's all you're doing. So if there's something else that need to be done, then goddamn it, do it. I mean, I can't like.
Well, I'm already doing it. I'm already doing it in my real life. So
all right, then show us, present us, let us see. I mean, okay, what are you doing in your real life? I'm curious.
Well, I'm getting married to a black woman.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
So all this family talk that we always do about families are so important. I'm doing it. That's what I'm saying. I don't have to get on the internet, and I don't have to be like Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels.
Then don't be. Nobody said you have to be that. Nobody said you have to be that.
But what I'm saying, I'm not saying that we need to shut up. All I'm saying is that it's counterproductive to be redundant when there's guys out there that go out there and their job.
Can I ask you a question?
Their sole platform is going back and forth with the crazy feminists, with the crazy mold. Like that's their job. But I'm tired of it personally. I'm tired of listening.
You're tired of what? Okay, you say you're tired of listening.
I said they're doing a damn good job.
You said you're tired of listening to stop. Hey, bro, you can hear me. I know you can hear me. You're saying you're tired of listening to people go back and forth with women, but then you just big up the people that do it the most.
I don't listen to them.
Then who are you talking about then?
Because they have Bernard.
Who is it that you want to stop going back and forth with women?
You said what?
Who is it that you want? You want somebody to stop going back and forth with women? Who might that be?
I want the average brother that watches these videos that it seems like they have a certain amount of just pent up anger toward like a generalizing all black women to kind of get over it. Either you don't.
Okay, all right. Hold on. Then it seemed like it would be effective for you to go to channels where somebody just has pent up anger and aggression with no reason and no logic. Find those channels and talk to them and try to get some reason and logic into them. But right now, you're not even on a channel where somebody has pent up anger and aggression without reason and logic, because me and Fantastic is using a lot of reason and logic and picking apart what you and Misogyny War is saying.
But like, Misogyny War never asked you to be quiet. Like
no. He did. He did ask men to be quiet. He's making the same argument. It goes back to what I said from the start. No, he didn't personally tell me to be quiet.
Yeah,
but
he said in a
roundabout way, what he is trying to do, and the same thing you're trying to do. You're trying to get men to shut up, to essentially protect black women from criticism.
Oh my!
That's what's going on. No. We got other people in the back.
They're gonna embarrass themselves.
Is somebody else on here? So we gotta get this to more people. If you don't understand media, the airwaves, somebody having a big platform putting out a lot of bullshit, and the other side to disagree, countering that or putting out their views, their narrative, their perspective. You're telling one side to shut up, and then the other side just keep going. That must mean that you liked it exactly the way it was pre-manosphere, when black men were not getting their views and perspectives and ideas out. So you're just trying to regress us back to what it was, and I can't ride with that. I don't care how you spin it. It is. I'm sorry. That's some gynocratic. Oh damn! I didn't mean to click. Kevin Samuels in the building. He says, "Put up your actual marketing field results instead of your opinion. Then a business decision can be made." on the numbers. Shout out to Kevin Samuels in the building. We got somebody new on the panel. I can't even see what your name is. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Elderin Mincy, I think I said that right. Go ahead.
You did. That was a good job though. I'll give a shout out to everybody that's on the panel, and I like to also give a shout out to everybody in the chat room. I have been keeping my eye out on the Black Manosphere for quite some time, and I would just like to disagree on this point of trying to shut men down and trying to shut men up. I feel as though Mr. Kevin Samuels, shout out to him if he's listening to. He did make a remark on the Clubhouse when he was talking to Rochelle. He mentioned something along the lines of, as Black men, we need to speak up instead of trying to keep the peace. And I've introduced my best friend Stanley. He has no idea of what the Black Manosphere was until I showed him the interview of the Average at Best chick, and he told me himself he had no idea that there was a thing like this that existed on the internet. And for him, he thought it was very therapeutic, and he instantly subscribed to him. I would just like to say that as Black men being told constantly that we should just like let these women talk and stop trying to listen in on the subjects that the Black Manosphere has to provide for us. It's time for every Black man to just start speaking their truths and start standing up. Like, we can't keep sugarcoating the same type of behavior, because these Black women, they don't hold themselves, nor their friends, their parents, sisters, they don't hold themselves accountable for the actions that they do. And we're not going to sit here and say that all women are like that, but there are many that we have enough evidence to see that there are women that indeed are like that. And it's like when men trying to speak our points on it and how we dislike it and how we don't approve of it, these women want to give us backlash because we're saying something about it. And this is just my personal opinion, but I feel as though enough is enough. We have to start speaking up, regardless if we get the backlash, because I mean, everybody's not gonna like you, right? And trying to white knight, trying to simp it, trying to save face, that shit has not been working for the Black man side for the longest, and that's what I really got to say on that point.
All right, I didn't even realize Obsidian probably was down in the back chat. I guess a lot of people down there. He's on the bottom row. I would have been brought you up, but we got Obsidian in the building right now. Go ahead, old man. You got the floor. You got the mic.
Oh yes, what's going on, y'all? Hey.
What's happening?
What's going on, brother?
Yeah, what up?
All right, and I want to follow behind the brother Eldrin. He's 100% correct. Of course, I did my own take on St. Kevin's Clubhouse show, and what he told that broad Rochelle Richie, he had the correct methodology for dealing with that. You cut them broads off at the pass and keep it moving. Now, this idea that we got to somehow go easy at this point. No. We got to put the pedal to the metal and keep the gas on, keep the heat on these broads. I love how we got this thing going. Bernard's in the morning, got the morning drive piece. I got evening drive. St. Kevin got the late night. O'Shea and others are the floaters. We got to keep the heat on these broads. And we got to stop allowing them to take the narrative and just and form it to whatever they want. Bunk that. Bernie, I promised my listeners the other day, I'm going to make the announcement right here. I just got off the phone about an hour ago. Just got off the phone upgrading my internet. And I admit it. I had the lunchbox internet, the prepaid deal. I admit it. It was kind of janky, but I upgraded it for this new year. I said, God damn it. What I'm going to do, I'm going to upgrade the whole hookup. I'm going to rebuild the enterprise from the ground up. And that's what I started with today. I got me a all new package. It is the ultimate package. This thing is going to be tremendous. It's going to come out and deliver Wednesday. They're going to come out and do this. This thing is going to be tremendous. And then we're going to go from there, and we're going to roll out even more improvements. We got to design our own stuff, because if we don't do it, man, they're going to steamroll over us. Now, everybody knows what they're trying to do to Kevin now. We're not going to allow that to happen.
Wait, hold on, real quick. Let's think about that. It was implied that we need to pull back, or we need to shut up, or we need to stop. Meanwhile, they trying to file a lawsuit. So clearly, we playing fair and being told, hey, you need to pull it back. playing dirty and trying to get bullshit, frivolous lawsuits. It's I just want to throw that out there real quick. But we're being told, well, you just got to talk a little nicer and pat him on the head and you know, yeah, okay. All right, go ahead, Obsidian. You got it. Yeah.
No, by the way, people saying Xfinity. No. Comcast Business. Not Xfinity. Comcast Business. I keep telling the brothers, this is a business. Bernard is a business. O'Shea is a business. Mr. Fantastic is a business. Kevin Samuels is a business. No longer Xfinity. Comcast Business Class. So that means the internet is rolling at 1,000 GPS, the maximum. Okay? Now I can't wait till it comes out on Wednesday so I can try it out. That thing is going to be we're going to be at warp speed with that thing. Okay? And Bernard is 100% correct. Winning the rhetorical battle is huge. That is huge. The one brother up there talking about politics. How do you think those white guys got so successful? They had the public square. They had Rush Limbaugh. They had Sean Hannity. They had Bill O'Reilly. They had Glenn Beck. Well, how do you think they got so successful? We have got to have our own media. And I'm dead serious about this, man. I'm dead serious about it. I said to myself, I wrote it down the other day before New Year's Eve, Bernard. I got out my legal pad and jotted down exact what I'm going to do in the new year. And I said, Monday, first thing, I'm going to upgrade this internet. Next is going to be getting the brand new streaming software. After that, I got some new moving graphics and stuff like that. After that, we're going to rebuild the entire studio from the ground up. I already talked to my lady representative over on Mixer. In 2021, my Mixer channel will be 24-hour radio. 24 hours you can tune in and hear previous shows, interviews, and all the rest of it. 24 hours to be announced. We have got to get serious about our own stuff. And we cannot allow these broads to continue to dominate with these old bag talking points. That's what they are. They're all old bag. And we can't allow them to keep doing it. We got an axis of BFF in operation right now. You all know what I'm talking about. Tanya TKO, Cynthia G, Kristen Kazan, Shiva. That is an axis of BFF. We got to break the back of that stuff. And we're going to do it. We're going to do it. Okay.
Thank you. All right. Good stuff, old man. Good stuff. Truth is, I know it in the building. What's going on? You got the floor. You got the mic.
Well, I think everybody here is making good points, to be honest, including, was it Jay and Misogyny Noir?
Alien Roddy.
I think that even what they're saying, I'm going to contextualize what they're saying. Basically, what they're saying is that what your guys are saying is true. We probably need to talk about it, but what I'm hearing on YouTube isn't the most effective. It hurts my ears, it hurts my feelings, and it seems disrespectful, and it's turning people off. I think that's what these guys are saying at the end of the day, and I think that's true. And I also want to say that Obsidian is absolutely right.
Do you think that whether or not it's turning people off, it depends on what channel they go to? Some channels are more off-putting than others, but clearly Kevin Samuels' channel is not turning people off. I think, men finding his channel, I don't know if we're all getting a little bump because of Kevin Samuels. So some of them, once they start listening to Kevin Samuels, the algorithm probably suggests some of our videos. We're all getting a little bump because of that.
Right. Well, this is my point isn't necessarily.
And also, I think the way that I do my channel is not turning people off. There's other people who do their channel in a type of way to where it's not turning people off, but some people do.
Right. Well, this is my point.
It's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag on that.
No, I agree with you, but my point is that there's a tone because of what I'm trying to make. A larger point here is that people, even people who go to Kevin Samuels or your show, they will be attracted to it, but at the same time, there's parts of it. There's a large part of it that's distasteful, and I think that's the essence is what I'm talking about. There's this essence of distastefulness, and I think part of the reason why is because what we're speaking about, what we're really talking about are things in the Black community that got ignored, that we forgot about, and then that we actually forgot that we forgot about those things. So then when we go back into history and go back into culture, we go back into the Black family structure, and you start digging these artifacts out, and you go, oh shit, that's a real horror story. That's a monster. That's ugly. That's disgusting. So what happens is the mere fact that we're discussing these things, no matter how we discuss them, and it doesn't matter if it's professionally or it's just raw dog and people are filled with emotion, the mere fact that we're having this conversation is distasteful for a lot of people just because of the subject matter. So then what happens is they feel like, because humans are limbic creatures, we actually we feel things in a very real way that can change our behaviors. So they hear these conversations, like misogynoir and Jay, and they go, well, I feel bad when I hear these. So then they say, well, you're morally bankrupt for even having that conversation. You shouldn't have these type of conversations because I wouldn't feel bad if it was an ethical thing to do. And that's really at the heart of this. These guys a lot of times what you have to do is prep these guys first and say, look, man, what we're talking about is some very dark and demented issues and pathologies within the Black community. You have to be ready to be able to accept this information no matter how it comes out. And I think that's really what guys are missing here, that no matter how we put this, they're going to get frustrated.
Yeah, I mean, I understand you're trying to contextualize what they're saying, but at the end of the day, what I gathered, what they were saying is, it hurts my ears when I hear Black women criticized. Please stop criticizing them. That's all. I mean, that's my only takeaway from what they were saying. They want us to stop. He tried to make every reason or excuse, or only these few people should do it, or you already got them beat. So you should just stop right now. Even though it's a pending lawsuits, and as Obsidian talking about, the axis of evil is joined. They form in Hotron. Okay, wait, I shouldn't have said that. Scratch that. I said Hotron. They forming together. People who you never thought would be together. They are all guns blazing. They had a knockdown, took a stand in 8 count, had to recover, but they still charging forward. So it's not.
Can I just say something real quick?
It's not as if Manosphere talking points have gotten more popular, and then Black women overall have said, I really see you guys' point now. Yeah, I'm gonna see things your way. And then we just still keep then like they would have a point. Then Jalen Roddy and Misogynoir would have a point if that was if that's what happened. But that's not what exactly is happening. So yeah, we don't need to stop making content.
Yeah, can I weigh on what those two gentlemen said? All right, so look at how
make it brief, because I gotta get to Trader MBD. Been waiting patiently.
Look at how we've been conditioned as Black men in this generation to keep our mouths closed for save face if we say the wrong thing, when we have a lot of Black women attacking us and stuff. And that has not resolved anything. No matter how much these women are throwing out solutions and suggestions to us, it has not worked by us keeping our mouths closed. We have to speak up. It doesn't matter what you have to say or how you say it. As long as the message is getting good faith, that's really all that matters. You could be as disrespectful as you need to be, but because we as Black people, we not reciprocate, but we receive messages. We listen a lot clearer when the message is derogative.
Right on. Corner Store Podcast in the building. He says, happy Monday, fellas. Salute to you. Thanks for the super chat. I appreciate that. Nuruddin in the building. He says they call high value Black men dusty. Meanwhile, their sons are seeing the disrespect and leaving and not coming back. Thank you for the super chat, Nuruddin. We got Trade the NBD in the building. Go ahead.
Hey, what's going on, Bernard? Everybody on the panel?
What up?
Not much, man. Yeah, I'm just sitting back chilling, listening to everything, and been peeping the scenes, what's going on for a minute. And I'm not even going to mention the gender war issue because David touched on it earlier about our stream we did the other night. I recommend everybody go check it out. David's stream, I think it was Friday or whatever, about the gender war and where the problem started at. And that's, really one thing the fellas got to do to understand is look at the beginnings of all this and not just what's in, the history books.
Wait, hold on real quick, because here's another one of those just shut up arguments. He said, what if Bernard, with his style and his approach, went after the criminal justice system and voting rights? There are plenty of black men who are doing that and going after that. I have my views on voting rights and all of that. I don't necessarily think it's that probably as big a problem as you do. And the criminal justice system, I tend to believe people break the law, they get arrested. Mute up after that. I think it's you, but I have my views on that. But either way, I'm sure there are men out there who agree with you on that. And I'm sure they're either producing content or doing whatever they got to do to try to get laws changed, pass legislation. I think you should go and support them. I think you should give them all your support. You should give them all your money, your backing. You should stand in line and march with them and put your fist in the air. Go do it. But don't come over here telling me to shut up. This stuff that I talk about on my show is the stuff that I find interesting and enjoy talking about, and I think that it matters for various reasons. You don't think it matters as much, other things matter, then God damn it, go do that. All right. Go ahead, Trey, you got it.
Yeah, like what I was saying is that, brothers really got to look at the true origins of where this war started. And like David went into it in depth the other night when we went in. But here's the issue that brothers got to come to realize in this space is you're fighting a battle against the collective, which is truly communism. And these women, they want communism, while brothers over here, we want capitalism. So the brothers like my man that just commented, no shade or whatever, but this brother is in support of the women that want communism, this criminal justice reform. It's not for brothers over here. We ain't the ones getting locked up or doing anything. That's for Pookie.
Yeah.
So you got to,
Mr. Bookeye said it's perfect. But what I talk about is families and hold on, mute up real quick. I'm going right back to you. Yeah, when I talk about families and families working out, patriarchal families and fathers leading, I talk about how I fought like hell for custody even after my divorce. What I'm talking about solves the criminal justice problem. So that's that bullshit where they try to narrow the criminal justice problem to fighting against a system where it's really a fight within. We can solve the problem ourselves with how we raise our children, how our families are constructed, and how all of that works out. So yes, fighting against that matters. It solves the ultimate problem that you're saying is a problem that you want me to take my approach to that. Anyway, go ahead, Trade MBD. Sorry I keep interrupting you, but I keep getting prompted by so much stuff. But you got it, man. You got the floor uninterrupted.
Oh, no doubt, man. I got the garbage mic in my headset today. But yeah, man. So brothers got to make a choice. Either you're gonna roll with the Maggles or the whole woman sphere that's coming after Kevin over there and just submit to their collective, or the separation is imminent. You just got to say fuck them, and the women that want to come along will come along. If not, brothers, you're gonna have to go elsewhere. And every man out there's got their preference and what they want. And if you don't want the collective, no need to argue with it. You ain't gonna beat them in this system. Look at what Stacey Abrams is doing out here in this world. You ain't gonna beat the collective. Just go elsewhere. The separation is imminent.
Can I piggyback on that real quick?
Yeah, I want to get a piece of that too.
Let me go real quick.
Well, hold on, I'm gonna throw it back to Obsidian, but Fawcett Media Group, he says the manosphere suffers from having been the underdog for too long. There is an art in victory as well as defeat. Maintain the upper hand. Yeah, but I don't like when people talk about victory as if these discussions can just come to an end because no, it's not time for the discussions to just come to an end. That's not where we at. We're not there yet. There haven't been a full-throated concession of defeat in terms of their overall ideology. But anyway, go ahead, Obsidian.
That's exactly right, Bernard. This is not the end of nothing. It's the end of the beginning. We're just getting started. We're just getting our second win. 2021, we are going to turn the tide definitively. And we're just going to keep on going until we get victory. They're going to have to submit or they're going to get completely broken the other side. We will win the rhetorical battle. And I don't want this idea that we just gotta go over there. No. That is not how we're going to do this. They are going to get in line, or they're going to be the ones that's leaving out of here. That's it. We're not giving up nothing. We're retaking the ship. Remember that movie, Steven Seagal, Under Siege? Him and the other sailors, we took the ship. We're retaking the ship. They took the ship over, they hijacked it, but we're taking it back. Period. All this talk about, defeatism and all the rest of it, we got to go over there. No. We're going to retake the ship. Period. And we have to win the rhetorical battle. Bernard is 100% correct. And here's nothing. We need all hands on deck. We need everybody. It's just like with Rogue One. You saw that movie Rogue One when they went to Scarif. Everybody, the whole Rebel Alliance up in that piece. The X-Wings, the Y-Wings, the A-Wings, the Mon Calamari, everybody up in there. Everybody. That's what we need here. Everybody. It don't matter if you got a small podcast. Get in there. It don't matter if you got a Facebook or whatever. Get in there. You got a Twitter. Get in there. Everybody get in there. It doesn't matter how small you are. Get in there.
Yeah, focus on be a man and focus on what the hell you doing. Stop motherfucking trying to snatch down the next motherfucker doing better than you, man. I'm man, this shit, y'all, we talk about black women here. I've been saying this shit and I've been right about it. Man, y'all worse than these hoes. Y'all, I got so many and it's particular motherfuckers y'all let spit shit and y'all don't even pay attention to what they said from jump. You had a motherfucker in this space that told y'all, oh, y'all don't let this chick. Well, hey, man, for one, why are you putting yourself in competition with a chick to begin with? Something I ain't never did. Something I thought men didn't do. But yet again, now because you got a woman that's having some sort of success, that's the case, nigga. Killer success. Because you know who's there? Men. So if y'all want to stop being fucking successful, stop fucking supporting it. But obviously you don't, because again, what is she doing? She's the fucking what she's doing is more important than her. You can tell when a nigga never ever had any type of motherfucking teamwork in his life, bro. You can tell, and this is what I say, bro. Y'all have no ideas of strategy. You have no ideas of power or whatever. When it's about power, motherfucker, you use who and whatever the fuck is necessary to get the motherfucking job done, to complete the mission. You look past all the other bullshit. But again, because you niggas are women fucking minded, y'all being jealous just like bitches. So again, nigga, if y'all got a problem with a fucking woman being motherfucking successful in the motherfucking sphere, nigga, kill it. Cause I'm about sick and tired of hearing y'all lame ass niggas talk about this shit. When, like I said, y'all niggas ain't over there on motherfucking what's name going to war with them. Y'all ain't going to war. You got five bitches forming bitchatron around this motherfucker. And y'all not motherfucking going over there laying waste. Bro, when you motherfucker trying to get something accomplished, nigga, you're not gonna motherfucker send a rooster in the hen house. You send a motherfucking hen, okay? Then you won't be suspected, or then it'll be at least be able to be fucking listened to. You niggas know nothing about motherfucking strategy. You know nothing about motherfucking winning a fucking war. And you just showing it looking stupid like fucking kids. This shit is dumb. If you tired about being fucking successful, nigga, step your lame ass up. You be more successful than her. Take her spot. But you're not gonna be able to motherfucking do it. You know why? Because bitches ain't gonna talk to you. They're not gonna talk to me. They're not gonna talk to Obsidian. The whole conversation, like the dude said, was about what? Fixing the fucking black community, fixing the fucking black family. I keep telling you niggas this. Black women are never gonna be fucking Muslims. All right? Y'all niggas not gonna have this motherfucking totalitarian. I say some shit, bitch, shut the fuck up, and she just go in the kitchen and do whatever. No, it's not gonna happen. So let's stop talking about it like it's gonna happen. What you can do though is fucking salvage the ones between the brother that gave the 18 to 28 years old, the ones that can be motherfucking saved for your son or your nephew or the motherfucker to come to start building what you want to have. Listen, bro, after we die out, then what? What the hell are they teaching our sons and shit right now? You need a motherfucking woman that you can motherfucking make a child with, that you can raise with the same shit that's not gonna pump their head full of feminist bullshit. And yeah, all bitches go left eventually. All right, niggas go left too. I done see way more niggas than bitches go left in this space. And y'all don't talk shit about these whole ass niggas. I done see way more niggas motherfucking talk down on the space and throw dirt on another man's fucking name than the bitches here. And y'all don't talk shit about these whole ass niggas. So y'all know what it is with me, niggas. Stop being a hoe. Shut the fuck up, nigga. And if you don't like it, just motherfucking don't support it. But don't keep bitching about it either. Either step up and do your motherfucking part or just motherfucking kick rocks. Point blank, period.
All right. Listen. Brandon Perry in the building. He says Pookie and Ray Ray are definitely that, but a lot of them are the warrior class of race and didn't learn to maneuver in society early enough to not become a stat. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Yeah, my position, and I maybe they in the chat. I haven't been watching the chat that closely. Maybe they in the chat, talking about the whole now I got to call it the Jessica X phenomenon. I actually sat there and listened to the whole show yesterday, and when it comes to arguing these points, she does it better than 90 to 95% of the men in the space. She's actually good. That part can't be denied. I criticized brothers when, before she showcased all of that, and it was just, cute voice, sexy avatar, come look at me. That's how I felt it was at first. But right now, no, she's proven her worth as a content creator, and she's killing it. And she's using some of my arguments, by the way. But either way, that's neither here nor there. She picking them chicks apart thoroughly. I mean, destroying them. Like it was just completely dismembered. Chopped them up, wiped everything on the cutting room floor. Like, so yeah, I can't knock that. I can't knock that. She is killing it as a content creator. she got the axis of evil, all they audience coming over there just getting shredded. So yeah, I can't. And then Obsidian, you was shredding them pretty hard yesterday too. So
yeah, you heard that. Huh?
Yeah, I was listening. Yeah, you was shredding them pretty bad. So yeah, I gotta give props that she's fighting a good fight. I understand the debate over what she looked like, but she's
what's interesting?
She's proven real quick. She's proven value beyond that. I understand the arguments, but just far as her debate skills, her rhetorical skills, and winning that rhetorical war, as we talked about, she's definitely winning that. So I got to give props and salute to that. I gotta give props on that. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about that.
Hey, hold on, Bernard, you gotta throw it right back to me. Bernard, yo, shout out to Charles Merchant, man. Charles Merchant just dropped that motherfucking bag on the cash out, bro. Appreciate you, man. Ain't even expect that shit, bro. Appreciate you, bro. Shout out to Charles Merchant for the 100 ball, bro. Appreciate you.
Yeah, salute to Charles Merchant. Enemy Nation says Cynthia G bringing more black men together than Farrakhan. Get out of there, cut it out. Okay, I already read that one. All right, Gabe A about to come through trolling and hating. Hold on, let me find Gabe A comment. I see it. I can't read it yet, but I see it's up top somewhere. Where is it at? Where you at? Oh, hating. He said, is she a leader in this space though? No, I don't think she's a leader in this space. She's not a leader in this space, but she does have the ability to draw an audience and effectively argue the talking points of this space. But no,
there's only one person that's ever called her a leader in this space, a known hating ass nigga. She's not a leader in this space. She's just my bad, bro. But she's just a member of the space, an affiliate, bro. And again, like I said, if she didn't, the majority of people in her space are manosphere men that are there. If that she must have a problem, kill it. If it's that, and again, she's not, because again, you brothers are there saying your points and all these other things in there. All the information she gets from where? Not just the content creators, but again, the people that support the space. So again, man, like I'm saying, I don't know what do y'all expect? Y'all wanted to grow some balls? Send us some testosterone, man. How about this? We can get it. We see if she can convince her to become a trans. How about that? Then we'll kill 37 birds with one stone. You then can't say nothing about it then, bro. If she becomes a trans man, and y'all want that? That's what y'all want?
All right, I'm gonna throw it to O man. But to answer your question, Gabe, no, I will not. No, she's not a leader in this space. And look, like I said, when her channel was just looking like, look at the avatar, hear the voice, I'm regurgitating things. It was just like, I don't know why niggas over there watching that. Y'all look kind of weak. But right now, I mean, you can't deny that she's killing it as a content creator. Figured out how to trigger chicks that got 100,000 subs. And even when you talk about, when she got 1,000 people in there, if 500 of it is manosphere, if 600 of it is manosphere, I guarantee it's about 400 people coming from the Tanya TKO Shira 7 Pink Pill crowd. When she say women that disagree come up, and she can get 10 people in the back chat. So they in the clouds That's really where a lot of her numbers are at too. It ain't all manosphere. She's figured out a way to get in the She-Ra 7 Pink Pill Tanya TKO algorithm as well. So in that sense, she got uniqueness and skill and game as a content creator, and figured out how to expand. You know, I think she's low-key expanding beyond the manosphere. Even though the manosphere is there supporting, she's expanding beyond it, because those numbers are looking like numbers that are reflective of other people being there enjoying the debate. She created a nice debate show that's very damn entertaining. I can't knock that as a content creator. So she's grown beyond the avatar that drew people in at first. She showed that she got some skill. So I gotta give props on that. Go ahead, Obsidian. You was trying to say something.
Yeah, I just want to piggyback on everything you said, Bernie. You know, the people that got a problem with Jessica are not social. They're actually kind of antisocial, or at the very least, their social skills are very weak. You see, the secret behind Jessica X is that she has been able to tap into what you said, these other Black female content creators. And women generally are more social than men are. This is the reason why they engage more on social media. So it's very simple to counteract what Jessica X does. I ask all the brothers now who got a problem with Jessica X, how many new brothers you bring into the Black manosphere today? How many new brothers did you bring to the Black manosphere yesterday, last week, last year? I told you earlier I had got severely upgraded. I got trans warp drive now. I'm not just rolling with, you know, the Enterprise NX01 where you go maximum warp of 4.5. Now I got trans warp drive now, right? And the sales guy that I was talking to, a brother, all right, sales brother I was talking to here locally. He said, "Well, what's the name of your?" Because when you get a business account, you got to give him your business stuff. And he said, "Wow, so what are you doing?" I told him, and when I told him about what it is that I was doing, he said, "Man, I got to check it out." He went right over to my channel, signed up, became a subscriber. We're on YouTube. How many new brothers are you bringing to the Black manosphere? This is the reason why when people tell me, and it's almost always every so often it's a disgruntled old bag, but most of the time it's brothers. And when they come at me with this type of small thinking, I tell them, man, the Black manosphere is very small, which means that the room for growth is damn near unlimited.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost unlimited, man. So the question becomes, if you want to do, like, for example, Jessica X puts up an average, I'm saying average now, an average of 1,000 live listeners a night, right? Bernard should be doing that. Every Black male content, Mr. Fantastic should be doing that. Every Black male content creator in the Black manosphere, their goal in 2021 is to crack 1,000+ live listeners a night. Every time you go live, you can get 1,000+. You don't need to do Kevin Samuels numbers. Everybody ain't got to do them kind of numbers. Just 1,000 live listeners a night. You know why? Because when you get done right off the rip, that's about 10,000 views right off the rip. And you know what happens when that happens? Now you get jacked into the algorithm. It's about views. It's about viewers. It's about subs. How many new people are you bringing in? For every brother right now that's got his mouth on Jessica X, how many new Black men have you brought in? Because if the answer is none, you got work to do. Period. Right now, Bernard is sitting on 360-some live viewers. We need to get those numbers up to over 1,000. So what are you doing to do that? What are you doing to get Fantastic over 1,000? Like, Fantastic, funny as hell, man. Real talent. I was listening to Ty City the other day. Real talent. What are you doing to build that up? I can say that I brought one brother in today, and this is a brother that handles business contracts. So I'm not just bringing just some Yahoo in here. I'm bringing a brother who actually can do something. That's what we need. The Black manosphere needs more brothers, more above average brothers, more Henrys, more high value Black men who can actually do something. Not just guys just laying around all day. How many brothers have you brought in? See, that's my goal. In 2021, I'm looking to get as many of the brothers who have no idea what this is all about here into the Black manosphere. That's my goal. And then spread it around. See, because once they get in with me, then they get with Bernard, and of course, obviously Kevin, and so on and so on and so on. So that's how the algorithm works. See, a lot of these brothers that's talking about Jessica knows more about the business than they do, which explains the reason why she's consistently hitting numbers. Consistent, because she understands the business. She understands how the YouTube piece works. A lot of these guys is putting them out on Jessica. They have no idea how it works. And they barking up the wrong tree. Instead of going after Jessica, if they really got a problem with her, then do better. Do better. If it bothers you that bad, do better. It's that simple. And the way you do better is that you get new butts and seats. That's how you do it. She's getting butts and seats. A lot of pissed off sisters go over there. My numbers with Black women are shooting up. I got a lot of pissed off sisters listen to me. Good. It's called the Howard Stern rule. Good. Look it up. Howard Stern. Look it up. The Howard Stern rule.
That's people that hate him listen to him for the same reason that people like him. They want to hear what he's going to say next. For those that don't know, that's that he got more people to listen that disagree with him, that dislike him, than what he got people that like him. So yeah. So there. Go ahead.
If you just get one new guy in the Black manosphere a day, that's 365 a year. Just one. And how many brothers ain't even got that? But they got their mouth on Jessica. You got a lot of work to do, man. We need Edward Anderson need 1,000 brothers tuning into his show. Every brother that's a content creator, big or small, need a bare minimum of 1,000. We need 1,000. Information man need 1,000. We need 1,000 Black men tuning in. What are you doing to bring new listeners to the Black manosphere? Everybody need that. My man Ty City, all of them. When they go live, they need 1,000 brothers tuning in. That's what your focus should be on, not what Jessica X doing. Let her do what she's doing. You need to be bringing more brothers into the sphere. Period. That's what you need to be doing. Okay, that's it.
Can I say something?
Yeah, I'm gonna throw it right to you as soon as I read this super chat. Indigenous TV in the building. He said the 45-year-old with no teeth displayed a lot of resentment toward X because he feels like she gets the love from this space that he wanted. Okay, I know what you're talking about now. That went over my head. Okay, the emotion she stirs up in people is fascinating. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Shout out to Ike in the building. Edward Anderson, what's going on? Salute to the brothers. Information man down there. See ya. We got I forgot your name, but go ahead. Either say your name again. So I can't even see it.
It's Eldrin. You can just call me. You can call me by my last name.
I got it, Eldrin. That's cool. I go with Eldrin. You got the floor. You got the mic.
But going behind what Obsidian just said is as far as bringing people into the manosphere, you cannot deny the fact that we have conversations like this in barbershops or at family outings. If we're having conversations like that outside the manosphere, then what's stopping us from bringing the individuals we talk to about, what's wrong with bringing them into this manosphere? Because I really believe it's not a lot of people that are aware of the Black manosphere, and some people may need a place to get a little therapy from it, like not like like coming here just to get some steam off or to say, yeah, it's right. You tell them about the black women. No, it's not about that. It's more about from a business standpoint, trying to, make this space a lot bigger and give people the opportunities to create their own content and chime in on their thoughts and views. And that's what I wanted to just say based off of what Obsidian had said.
All right. Thank you for that. Who else we got in here? AJC and Red in the building. Step your game up 2021. Right on. Shout out to you for that. Also, we got C. Hova in the building. Brothers won't grow anywhere without a brand that has a consistent presence on social media and across the internet as a whole. Growth equals expansion. Thank you for the super chat right there. Good words. Misogynoir, you've been quiet, man. You want to say something? Did he die? All right. I don't know if he's there. I think he's backed into a corner. He can't say nothing right now. Obsidian, what you talking about tonight? Oh, no, you're not going on. Today's Monday. You're not going on. That's right, if I understand it right.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know how I'm feeling, man. But we'll see. But usually I roll on Tuesdays going forward. But we'll see. We'll see what's what. But in any event, yeah, I'm looking over my books right now because that's what businessmen do. They keep a ledger. You keep a ledger, right, Bernard?
Yeah.
You keep a show log, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fellas, in the business of talk radio, Bernard is essentially doing talk radio just on YouTube. There's a thing that you want to keep called a show log. And your show log will tell you the date that you went on, how much money you made, how many donors came through, how many peak live listeners you had, all of that. And you keep a running tally every day. It's called a show log. I'm looking over last month's show log, Bernard, and I'm looking at the number of times that I've got 1,000 or more peak listeners in the last month. And I'm reading it off to you right now. Let me see here. December 8th, 2020, 1.2 thousand peak listeners. Let me see. December 11th, 2020, 1.1 thousand peak live listeners. December 18th, 2020, 956 peak live listeners. That's damn near 1,000. I'll take it. Let me see what else we got here. December 21st, 1,000 plus live peak listeners. December 23rd, 982 peak live listeners. Let me see. Do I have one more? No, that's it. So we have all together 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've had those numbers at least 5 times last month, which means that I have the ability to do it, which means that I have the ability to keep it constant. Now, we got to get Bernie the same way. We got to get Bernie peaking 1,000. If he can peak 1,000 3 or 4 times consistently in a month, that means he can get it all the time. And it's the same thing with all the other content creators. So it really comes down to, fellas, I'm talking about the rank and file listening. Are you liking the videos? If you like them, they go into the algorithm. Are you sharing the videos on your social media? The more you share it, the more other people see it. You gotta think about how this thing works, man. It's about likes and shares. You gotta like it so it can get up into the algorithm. And you gotta share it so other new people will see it. It's about getting the butts in the seats. That's how the Black manosphere grows. Getting butts in seats. Like it, share it, talk to your homies about it. You know, how many new brothers have you got to turned on to the Black manosphere today? How many? I turned on 1. How many of you have you turned on? It's that simple. Okay.
All right. Fantastic. Fantastic. You going live today? Fantastic.
No, bro, I gotta go to work, man. I'm back to work now. Off the what's name, man. So I'll probably be next week. I'll be back on the regular schedule. As far as I ain't gonna lie, bro.
All right, man. This turned into a lively show. One thing that I noticed about the numbers is that this space, they like debate. That's why it's funny when Misogyny War and Jalen Roddy was, I think mostly Misogyny War came on and said something about going back and forth or this or that or blah blah blah. I noticed when me and him started going back and forth, the numbers went up. Typically, when a woman comes on and you go back and forth and have a debate, people like to hear it in real time. It's one thing to hear the content creator just refuting the talking points, but it's another thing if the person is right there live, giving live talking points and you're refuting them live, or y'all just going back and forth live. Whenever that happens, the algorithm, I notice this on everybody's show. Whenever a detractor hops up, that's when the numbers go up. It's all about having the detractors live in the space. And then, that sort of, kicks back to women being in the space. But it don't matter. What I've noticed, it don't matter as much if it's a female detractor or a male detractor. As long as if a detractor comes up, the numbers shoot up. People like debate. And that's a big part of why that's part of the success of Kevin's show when women came in and disagreed, that debate back and forth in real time, that matters. I'm not saying that just, doing a response video and all of that don't matter. I mean, like Jessica X, for example, she starts out doing what she's seen a lot of us do. We start out with a response video, but she's, they want to come up and argue with her after the response video because she responded to their favorite content creators. So they want to get in the ring and fight with her. But response videos, or not response videos, but actual live debate, that works numbers. I mean, that works wonders for the numbers. And that's something that I personally feel the manosphere is about. We're not about the echo chamber of guys who just agree. We like to bring it on. We like to get into the get thrown into that fire of debate. You're not going to survive. Damn. Can y'all hear me?
You borging a little bit.
Yeah, no, I just saw my screen. I just saw my screen just go black. Hopefully y'all can hear me right now. See Hova back with another
melanin.
What?
It's a melanin.
It's melanin.
Yeah.
It has to do with my screen going black.
Nah, it's a joke, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't. I think I understand the joke. It's just not all that funny. My bad. I'm gonna throw it. I tried to throw it to you earlier, and you was on mute. But see Hova in the building. He said Black Manosphere grows with creators who are good at social media. Focusing just on YouTube is why people suffer with their channels and growth. Maybe some truth in that one. Hopefully the Borgin is done. I'm gonna pass the mic to somebody else. Somebody.
Yeah, you're good now. You clear now.
Okay, they're telling me I'm T-Pain, and yeah, something must have happened. My screen went completely black, and I yeah. But all right, we're gonna Misogyny War. I tried to kick it back to you, man. If you wanted to say something about anything that you've been hearing, you've been quiet for a long time. You sort of threw off. I had a whole show planned out, and then you hopped up. I thought some chick wanted to come up and argue with me. Then you came up and argued with me, and then you threw off the whole show. But in a good way, because I enjoyed it. But go ahead, you got the floor if you want to say something else. Otherwise, we at the 3-hour mark. I might be getting off here pretty soon. So
all right. Yeah. So Obsidian, can you hear me?
Oh man, are you there?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Right. So let me ask you a question / comment. So what is the solution that you can see for the Black community? By community, I just simply mean Black people. How can we get our status in societies across the whole world? Because it's not just America or even the UK, that we are seen as somewhat less than other races. So how do we get ourselves to be seen as more successful than these other races?
You're looking at it wrong. See, that's the problem right now. We look at everything as one big amorphous, impossible, folk. No. The way to do this is one man at a time. You're an army of one. You start right in wherever you do you own a home?
Right, sorry.
Do you own a home?
I have well, it's a mortgage. I don't fully own it yet.
Well, no. Okay, so you're a homeowner.
Yeah, that counts.
You're a homeowner.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a homeowner.
Do you have a wife?
Not yet. I have a fiance-ish.
You have a fiance-ish. Okay, great. So you start there. You get a sister that's on your program, and you roll from there. You build your business. You build your life from that point forward. You rule everything that's around in and around your house. That's where it starts. Black men need to start right there. Wherever you at, apartment, or they call over there in UK a flat, room, condo, townhouse, whatever, McMansion, whatever. You start there. You start there. You get your act together. You have that, and then you get a sister that's on your program, and then you go from, and then you build up a business, and you go from there.
Okay. So I get the point. It's a good sentiment, but the problem is if you do it individualistically like this, it will help some people. But what if we don't reach critical mass? Like
well, you focus on helping you first.
Right.
Get that straight. That's just like I said earlier. For all these brothers that are talking about Jessica, it's what you all up in her knickers for. How many brothers did you bring to the Black Manosphere today? That's the question you need to be asking yourself. Don't be worried about what Jessica X doing, what Kevin Samuels doing, how much money he making. How many brothers did you bring to the Black Manosphere today? How many?
Right.
Kadash Chayas, hope I said your name right. I appreciate your support. Just showing some love. Peace, Bro Bernard and Obsidian. So I like Obsidian answer that he gave right there. Misogyny War, what do you think on that scene, as you like to take some large scale amorphous approach to it? So what do you think? How do you think that we do that thing that you say that we need to do, however you worded it? What do you think?
Right. Okay. So yeah, I get Obsidian's point. Every individual should become a king of his own house, and then the woman can actually be queens, as they keep saying that they are. Rule of his own domain with actual things that he can show. But I guess it's a good tactic, right, for you to help yourself. But I don't think it's a good strategy. Because
I'm asking you, what do you think? Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So I would include doing what he says to do, but as well we do need to have like an agreement within the brotherhood. For example, normal dealing with women that are loud, annoying, and refuse logic. Meaning, if you have a discussion with them and they just don't understand something within like 3 minutes, you just cut them off.
Wait a minute. That fit right into what Obsidian was saying, because he said a woman on your program. So right now, so far, you agree with Obsidian. So carry on.
Okay, yeah. So you cut them off. You don't waste your time with them, because they love to keep arguing back and back and back, but they don't present any other alternative. They just like to shame you. So don't deal with them completely. But also in the physical space of where we live, you just don't deal with them. That means you don't even deal with them in a carnal nature. That means no making children, no doing any of that stuff. You only deal with the women that have their mindset status ready. And of course, the other women across time will then start seeing, because women like to see what other women are doing. And if they see the other women are successful, they're just going to copy them, and then they're going to act right by themselves. So,
so you agree only deal with women that have a certain mindset. So then now you see how you're fighting against your original statement, because you was fighting against us talking in making all the points and arguments and countering their mind state, their pathology, their ideology. Part of what we do here, we break that down and pick it apart. And try to tear down the arguments of those who are influencing their mind state, pathology, and ideology. So you see how you're coming up with a solution that goes against what you originally said and lines up more with what we've been doing.
Well, I guess maybe the issue is I don't really think you should bother talking against women's pathologies. You should just not deal with it. You shouldn't even bother.
But if you want there to be women for men to deal with that have a certain mindset, where do those women come from if everything that's consumed out there is things that justify all the current fuckery that they're engaging in?
We could even take it to the next level. We can become. We could basically just say, you know what? We don't deal with the. Okay, I see your point there.
We agree
Okay.
on we agree on the not dealing with them part. A woman is out of pocket. Yes, don't deal with them. That's the easy part. No man
Right.
can deal with an out of pocket woman in out in real life. No, you should not deal with her at all. Hell no.
Then the other thing
You
is
won't find a channel in the spirit that says deal with an out of pocket woman. Well, maybe platinum.
Right. Right. Okay. Then I'll say then the next thing that we can do is we can build an actual brotherhood. So what I mean is we could start to build a society. You could make it online but become physical as well, like Tulsa, whereby basically when I say high level man, I'm not talking about Kevin Samuels high level. I just mean average guy who's got his job, his money, and his mindset ready. You build a society whereby you allow black men who aren't broken. By broken, I don't go down this psychological aspect, but just functioning as a man, to join that society. You help each other, businesses, etc., 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 and then even including families. If you build a system like that, you're basically starting to rebuild an actual community that way. I still believe that if we're too atomized, too many black men from different regions doing their own thing well, it's not going to reach critical mass. My main problem is reaching critical mass so that when the snowball falls down, it keeps going and getting bigger rather than stopping halfway because it wasn't big enough.
I think that what I said earlier still applies. The chain is only as strong as its weakest link. Let me ask you a question, Massage Noir. Have you ever seen a film called 300?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know how the Spartans fought. They fought what's known as a phalanx formation. Each man stands next to the next man, and they all lock their shields together.
Yeah.
And the idea behind the phalanx is that it takes numbers to make the phalanx work. So you have a bunch of guys all operating together, but each man has to be strong enough to hold the shield. That's what the knight is told that the humpback guy. You have to be strong enough to hold your shield. The phalanx is only as strong as each individual man able to hold that shield and form up a shield wall. This is the reason why I say start off with yourself. Build yourself up to the point where you can hold the shield. Then you get with another brother who also knows how to hold the shield. And y'all get with another brother that knows how to hold the shield. Pretty soon you got a phalanx. And you can stop those Persians.
Right. Okay. Then in that case, then there's nothing I can disagree on that point. Then you start off atomized, and then you keep building, and you reach that point where you build an internet connection from small servers to a huge world web connection of brothers. Okay, fair enough. I can't disagree with that point. But then I would say that the Black Manosphere should start going down towards the more route of encouraging brothers, showing brothers how to make money, how to be responsible, and teaching brothers what it is to just be a man in this world. Because I guess
like we did yesterday. Yesterday.
Yeah.
It was all about money.
Yeah,
like Kevin Samuels says, minimum of 60 hours per week of working hours that you get paid for.
Right.
Oh, and by the way,
how Angry Man always says that that you should be in position to pay the bills so you can be in power and control and this or that. You know, when he's talking about the Angry Man standard, one of the standards was the man paying for everything. Some people may have disagreements with that and call it simping, but there are those that. But nobody in the manosphere speaks against hard work, men working hard, men being productive, men producing.
Yep. And also, by the way, because I did hear parts of yesterday's show, Bernard, and I do have plans to get into my own little investments, and I'm going to allocate about 20% of my total investments in Bitcoin. So yeah.
Oh yeah, no, definitely, yeah. That yesterday's show was good, man. You probably, the American Eagle just said yesterday was phenomenal. Yeah, I definitely recommend people go back and watch that if you didn't watch that when it was a wealth of knowledge distributed. So yeah, definitely invest in Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, while it's young, it's still young. You know, there are people that are making a lot of money who got in really, really early, but it's still not too late. It's projected to go higher, and there are plenty of different coins. Like Oheen said yesterday, that a coin that he put $3,000 or $4,000 on Funfair, he put that on there 3 years ago when it was worth like less than a penny. I think it went up to 2-3 cents or 4 cents. I forgot how much it went up, but his investment ended up getting $30,000 off of it. So it won't always be some type of get rich quick type of thing, because it can feel like that when you start saying, you start talking about how fast somebody made $30,000 in one day. That you know, that's possible, but really just look at it long term. You know, I got a few thousand in Bitcoin right now. If Bitcoin goes from the 27 or so thousand that it was at when I first got in, if it goes to 50,000, 60,000, one of the Winklevoss twins predicts and projects that it could go up to 500,000. It goes up to there, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, I've made a lot of money. So do something investment wise. Even if it ain't in Bitcoin, you should be investing your money. It shouldn't just be sitting there collecting dust. You should be having your money working for you in some way, shape, or form.
Right. And that's exactly right. And and that's the great thing about the Black Manosphere. There's room for Oheen to do what he do. Great.
Yeah.
Great. Let him do that. The AC Hatchet, he's a real estate man. There's room for that. Great, etc., etc., etc. All of that is part of the mix. The ultimate question becomes, Misogynoir, how many brothers have you brought into the Black Manosphere today? That's a question for all of us. How many brothers have you brought in today? Every one of us is not just a soldier or a Marine. I prefer Marine. My dad and granddad, hoorah. But we're also recruiters too. We are the best. We are the Black Manosphere's best brand representatives. Each and every one of us. Are we, based on how we roll, do brothers want to join the club?
Well, untapping the blue pill matrix that a lot of brothers are stuck in, that's the first step.
I'm glad you admitted that. Crap, the blue pill matrix. Yeah, I'm checking out.
I want to shout out the
Bitcoin right now. Checking Bitcoin right now. Yes, sir.
I want to shout out the brother. I don't get me lying about his last name because I don't want to mess it up.
Ogyemian. Ike Ogyemian.
Ogyemian, yeah. Ogyemian. I'm not gonna mess it up.
Yeah.
Everybody knows what I'm talking about. I want to shout out the brother Ike. He's been a great friend to Kevin Samuels. Been a great friend to the Black Manosphere. He's doing his damn thing. He's got his own channel. So that's another example.
Yeah,
he's a brother from across from the motherland. So that's another example. See, all of these are links in the chain. All of these are yet another Spartan with his shield. Each brother focuses on being able to lift that shield. Then link up with another brother who can link up the shield. Then they link up with another brother that can link up the shield. That's how that works. How many brothers have you brought into the Black Manosphere today?
Right. Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to brother Ike Ogyemian. Yeah, he's doing his thing. He's got his channel. He talks about giving practical advice to men, people to improve themselves, and yeah, he's doing his thing. In a case, we agree more than we disagree. Bernard, thanks for having me.
Salute, Jalen Roddy. I know I be coming at you hard. But you be yeah.
Right. But Obsidian, my quest right now is, how do we get to the next level? Right. So we've deconstructed the pathological behavior of both Black men, Black women, and society as a whole. So what's the next step? And you have mentioned building the individual man, and yeah, we can do that in tandem because we now know what to do. But what's the next step in terms of actually beginning to systematize these brothers? For example, is there a website of brothers that are doing big things or small things, but business? Is it like easy for us to get involved with other brothers so that we can build that community, start to invest in a similar home, recreate a neighborhood whereby we can actually buy and purchase properties and businesses, etc.?
You said recreate a neighborhood we can actually buy and purchase properties?
As in, for example, you remember Tulsa, right?
No, we can buy whatever you can buy whatever your income and credit permits you to buy right now. What are you talking
Right. I'm talking about creating a system whereby we actually empower each other in the sense of we work together.
Yeah, you can support any black business that's open for business.
Right, but the issue is it's not systematized. There is no place where you can go, like websites, etc., where all these
Oh, okay.
brothers, right?
There are websites, and I need to get on this too. This is some area where I've been meaning to step up and do this. There is a website somewhere or an app where it's like a black business network. Whatever you're looking for, you could if you're looking for dry cleaning, you could type it in and they'll show you the nearest black business where somebody has a laundromat or some dry cleaning service. Even if the closest one is 30 minutes away, you know where it's at. There's an app or website for that, but it sounds like you're teetering on something that Jessica, one of Jessica X's guests was talking about yesterday, talking about what community have been built, and then that she's talked about other men, how they buy a property and live and together in their communities, and it was just a real simple. I was like yelling at my phone, but then eventually Jessica X said it after about 15 minutes. The conversation circled back to it, and she said what I was saying is obviously there's plenty of middle-class black communities where black people have bought up property. There's a lot of them in Dallas. In Texas. I don't know specifically where in Texas. Obviously, Atlanta, where black people who have made it comfortably into the middle class have all bought houses in the same general area. Many of them are business owners. Many of them support each other. It's like what you're saying needs to be done. You keep bringing up Tulsa. We got to go all back into the past. We keep going back into the past. We're going to end up at the plantation. We're going to end up at the Kemet somewhere. It's like we don't have to go that far. There are black people with good jobs or good businesses that make good money and got good credit that have all bought houses in the same general area, and they live there in a upper middle class or a comfortably middle class black community. Like those already exist.
They exist, but they're not efficiently managed yet. There's still no
efficiently managed.
I'll give you a perfect example. It's like Indian people, right? We have them here as well, and America as well. There's a perfect reason why they're one of the most successful, if not the most successful. It's because they do what the black men are doing, and they actually have systems and accountability practices whereby when they go to their temples, right, religious temples, they don't just discuss about their gods, etc. They discuss about actual practical business plans, and they work within the different different communities, like let's say Dallas or Michigan or London. They're all connected and they all work with each other across the whole subcontinent. They don't just work with each other within the communities that they're within, the small ones. The problem is black people is we're still atomized. Like there's good atoms of individual communities that work, but we're not connected. There is no. It's like an abstract perspective. Is like this. It's like computers, right? Black people right now are doing well. They're like localized servers, but they don't have an internet connection between all the other communities. But with the Indian communities, they do have that internet communication between all the individuals.
You're trying to figure out a way for successful black people sprinkled all around the country, some of them sprinkled together in communities. You're trying to figure out a way to where they all can be connected some way.
Right.
Somehow. Yeah.
I think
perhaps an internet system or something could be not internet system. What would I meant to say? Perhaps something could be set up to where it'll be easier to do that for like right now in this time of buying things online. There's plenty of black people selling things online, like buying black and supporting black and doing all of that. Maybe some system that encourages it would be good, but at the end of the day, it does go back to Obsidian. It starts with the individual making a point to buy black, if buying black is what you're essentially talking about. Or it seems like, I'll just skip to the end. What you're saying, it reeks of taking the onus off of the individual and saying there must be some top-down, amorphous, trickle-down, collective, damn near socialistic way to make black people act the way that they ought to act or do what they ought to do. And I don't think it will work that way. I think it's a merit-based system. Like, for example, the upper middle class black community in Atlanta or in Texas somewhere, those who have achieved enough and can make it there and live there and buy a house there, live there. And they commune with those that are there that have accomplished what they have accomplished. I don't think it's almost like you're trying to figure out a better way. And I understand it. You're trying to figure out a better way that black people could effectively bring more black people up. You know, I understand where you're coming from. I think it started with business, owning more businesses, employing more black people. But overall, I mean, it does start with the individual. I mean, the individual's it needs to be a cultural change where we got more, productive individuals producing and doing things despite of whatever the so-called obstacles are. Emancipated Negress in the building says, thank you for yesterday's chat. I made my first cryptocurrency purchase. Thank you. And speaking of some system or mechanism where people are doing things to help other black people do better, boom. I did a show yesterday on investing in crypto, and I got a lot of messages in the comment section of that, and a few people emailed, said that they just got involved in it for the first time. So we are doing it. It is happening. Large scale, small scale, whatever the scale is, it's happening and people are doing it. So there's that. Emancipated Negress, I recommend you go subscribe to Mel Enlightenment TV. Be nice when you hang out over there, because he's not very fond of women, but so be nice, go over there. Even you gotta listen in the clouds and soak up the information. You definitely should subscribe to him. Be a Patreon. I'm quite sure if you if it was just there in peace, don't come there with all the gender war shit, but if you just there, come in peace, asking question about crypto, he's not going to deny you information. But I think this is obviously a fake Cynthia G profile. He says, tune in for my webinar series. I teach black women how to be single mothers to successfully date dusty men, the 5 secrets of public assistance. Thank you for the super chat, fake Cynthia G. I appreciate it. Saw Seeking My Creator. Hold up. Seeking My Creator, you got a wrench. You've been contributing a lot. I don't even know if you got okay, you do got a wrench. Thank you for your support. He says the importance of Bitcoin is more than investing. It is learning, personal banking, and by extension, your economic value. Absolutely. Just Be Winning says, I don't believe information like this in the black manosphere, even the general manosphere itself, will ever go completely mainstream. It's kind of going right now with Kevin Samuels, but there's, all right. But he says too much nuance ideas and shaming on both sides. I don't know. I think what you're trying to do is you're trying to pigeonhole the manosphere into if it's Gabe A did this, if it's not about beefing and arguing and yelling and screaming on a panel, he don't consider it manosphere. That's how Gabe A says it's only manosphere if it's beefing, yelling, screaming, and arguing. He won't accept people that don't do that as manosphere. And even when I try to talk about how I got all of that nonsense, cleaned all of that up from my show, he still wanted to try to suggest that that's what the shit. I forgot what he said. I don't know. He tried to poo-poo the notion that I cleaned it up. So some people want to hold the manosphere down in the mud and don't want to see it grow or change or evolve, even for the better. But there's that. All right, that's the end of those super chat. I know I need glasses. I'm going to get them eventually.
Robbie Parker's your friend.
I'm going to get them. Yeah. But anyway. All right. we about to go ahead and wrap this bad boy up. I'd like to thank everybody who came through, who participated in any way, shape, or form. If you like, share, subscribe, whatsoever, I greatly appreciate you. And with that said, we are out of here.
Peace.
Peace.